let's do one thing. When we start our next chapter, we are now going to start chapter number 3 of our portion. So at the beginning of chapter number 3, I want you to speak one statement for me. Guess karo which statement? According to the charging section, section 4. Kya? Who nahi? What? Income tax is payable by every person in each assessment year without looking on the net taxable total income. And of course, this calculation will depend on your residential status, because if you are a resident, you have to include everything. If you are a non-resident, you have to include your Indian income. Keeping that in mind, we have finished our chapter number 2 also. So, see, have we finished the meaning of person? 7 categories of assessees liable to pay tax. Okay. Hello. After that, we finished previous year assessment year. That was our first chapter. Residential status, our second chapter. And if you observe the charging section, just tell me this. We need to learn 2 things to finish our syllabus. Only 2 things are remaining. Portion is over. Kaun sa 2 things? Calculation of income, calculation of tax. What will happen first? Obviously, first we calculate income, then on that income we calculate tax. Honestly speaking, once you start practicing as a chartered accountant, those who have chartered accountants in their family may have come across this situation at times where they will calculate the tax, your clients, and give it to you. Well, accordingly you calculate my income, accordingly you make balance sheet, accordingly you make P&L, and accordingly you pass journal entries. The entire accounting process that you have studied has to be done in reverse. That's practicing chartered accountant. That is a practicing chartered accountant's responsibility. If you know journal, ledger, trial balance, final accounts, computation of income and tax, you are a CA. But if you know how to do the reverse, you are a good CA. So, legally speaking, income has to be calculated first. But income calculation is very big. Once it starts, it just doesn't seem to get over. We have got 9 chapters only that will teach us calculation of income. Then we go to tax calculation. So we are in the third, 2 are over, 9 chapters or karenge. Then we get done with income, and the 12th chapter of our book is tax rates. So because of this long process of income calculation, what we used to do some years ago, we used to assume that income is calculated. Assume if 10 lakh is my income, if 15 is my income, if 1 crore is my income, 10 crore is my, I am Mukesh Bhai, owner of India. There is no limit on the number of zeros in my income. Assume that income, calculate tax. We used to complete tax rates. That slab rate thing which I just told you roughly, I used to do it in complete detail and make students write. But now unfortunately, it is not possible to teach you tax calculation, because tax calculation cannot happen once. It will happen twice. You will have to calculate tax of every assessee twice. As per old regime, as per new regime, and pay which one? Total of the 2. Har baat mein hame nahi mila. Pay which one? Less. The lower of the 2. You have an option, then you will pay lower. You have been taught, no, CAs are partners in nation building, so we should, hai na? So pay, tell your client to pay the higher one, no, contribution to nation. Nahin? Never. Barabar hai. Okay. So tax calculation will be done later, which is why we have to now go and learn calculation of NTTI. Sir, NTTI means net. Wait. We don't pay tax on our gross income. We pay tax on our net income. When we compute our gross income, from our gross income, we are eligible to get something called deductions, which is also one of the chapters out of the 9. 9th, jo last chapter hai na, that's deductions. We have to calculate net income. Gross income is the income before deductions, but tax is payable on net income. So, net income. Net income. Net which? Total. Means, though your individual incomes will be divided into 5 categories, which in income tax are known as the 5 heads of income, you do not ever calculate tax. Salary pe kitna tax? House property pe? Business pe? The total of them is going to be your taxable income. So which is why you can calculate tax only when you have totaled all. So for that you need to calculate the individual 5 heads, no? And for that you need to have knowledge of all the 5 heads. You need to know how to calculate salary, how to calculate, you all know the names of the heads. Let me see, because I have made you write this once, or at least discussed with you once. What are the 5 heads of income? Salary, house, property, without looking in the index, of course. Business profession comes first, but I give that to you. Capital gains, income from other sources. That is your individual head. You don't pay tax on one of them. You pay tax on the total of them. So that is why tax calculation can happen only after all the incomes are over. Income we are calculating. So obviously this is Income Tax Act. This is not Expense Tax Act. So income to we have to calculate. And now comes one more word. Actually, the real full form of NTTI is this, which you are also aware. But I was doing analysis of every word, no? So I wrote total first, because this is something that will decide today's chapter. So I wanted to keep this word last. What is NTTI? Net. वैसे both are T's. You say total taxable or taxable total. But net taxable total income. This word taxable is going to decide the chapter that we are going to learn today. When we earn income, how to earn income, that income tax will not teach you. How to earn income, बोलना income. नहीं, income tax can't tell you how to earn income. Income tax will tell you after you earn what to do. Accounts tells us how to record, and tax tells us how much you have to pay to the government out of that. So when you earn income, it can be in any manner. Would you like to take guesses of what are the ways? If you have seen people around you, I know you all are students, you all don't earn incomes. But if you have seen people around you, elders in your family, parents, grandparents, friends ka parents, neighbors, relatives, you all have seen people earning income, working and making money at the end of each month, getting something fixed. That is probably those who are working for someone else, salaried employees. Or at the end of each month, they can have profits or losses. That is those who are themselves entrepreneurs. अरे बराबर ना? हाँ? So income, how to earn, that is your talent. The income that we earn will be divided in 2 categories. Income which is taxable. That means on these incomes the government wants tax. And incomes which are not taxable, which in legal language is known as exempt. Achha, you have come across the word exempt in English before tax?
Yes, sir.
Where? Where? Means this is an English word. Let there be no tax in your life for a brief moment. For a brief moment, let there be no tax in your life. Word exempt is an English language word. You come across this word before in your life? Where, if you can define an example, this is where I came across the word exempt. हाँ. हाँ. You are excused. Something like our exemption, which we also discussed when we were talking about intermediate. You don't have to do that. Here, when we say exempt, that means exempt from the levy of tax. That means on these incomes, you don't have to pay tax. So, exempt ka simple meaning is income which is not taxable. Correct? But you always, preferably from your mouth, speak exempt. Exempt. That sounds legal, technical, professional. Exempt income. Is this income? It is. But it does not fall in the definition of income which is liable for tax, because we have to pay tax only on our taxable income. Life would have been very easy. Income tax would have been very easy if pick up any person who is an assessee, ask him to show his bank statement. Well, 1st April se start adding till 31st March, what have you earned? Plus on your calculator, that total becomes taxable. Life would have been very easy. Thank God life is difficult. तभी तो अपना घर चलते. Thank God tax is difficult. You can't take total of all your profits, because some of those profits government does not want tax. So we have to learn two things. Things which are included in our total income. That is our 5 heads, 5 different chapters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Salary, house, property, business, capital gain, other sources. Are they taxable? Yes, sir. Apart from that, we also have something called clubbing of income. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a Monday afternoon, not a Saturday evening. So bad news, this is still not that clubbing. आज ब्लू है पानी पानी. अबे पानी बचपन से ब्लू था उसमें. What is new that you have taught me? But ठीक है. This is which clubbing? Where one person has to include in his own taxable income earned by someone else. It may come out to you as a surprise. बोला सर ऐसे कैसे? I earn income, I pay tax. You earn income, you 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 pay tax. How can I be made to pay tax on income belonging to another person? Means something like my neighbor's wife is earning income and I have to pay tax. Like no matter how much love and affection we share between each other, but I will not pay tax on her income. Why should I? But there are some cases which are specifically defined here. Popular example is some of you guys. So I want to still again know how many are still under 18. अच्छा देखो see वैसे बड़े बुजुर्ग tell us that you should never ask a woman her age, MBA his salary, and CA his number of attempts because it hurts. But for me, y'all are not women, y'all are my children. आप ये समझ लो पहले please. Every student who comes and sits in my class, no, is like my own child. तो कितना, if you don't mind me, and even if you mind, no, I am talking to you as a teacher. How many months remaining? Months ही होगा, अभी years नहीं हो सकता, नहीं तो you won't be in an intermediate का class. Twins तो नहीं हो ना, नहीं. December, कौन सा date? हाँ. The legends are born in December. ऐसा बोला जाता है. हाँ, ठीक है. December. And supposingly your birthday comes on a Thursday. You know the day this year? नहीं. उसके exact एक Thursday पहले मेरा भी है. Because as we know that legends are born in December. हाँ. And why I will not forget your birthday now is because मेरा जो बेस्ट फ्रेंड है ना, कि मैं मर जाऊं तो माई पेरेंट मतलब माई मॉम विल क्राई या उससे ज्यादा ही विल क्राई, उसका और मेरा एग्जैक्ट ऐसा ही. मतलब मेरा वेंसडे तो नेक्स्ट वेंसडे. सो और पार्टीज दोनों के बीच का सैटरडे नाइट. बिकॉज रिमेनिंग 6 days आई हैव टू गेट अप नो अर्ली मॉर्निंग. तो योर वेनसडे माई वेनसडे का बीच का. दैट्स द रूल. विल इनवाइट यू ऑल्सो. विल हैव 1/3 शेयर. You can pay the full also if you want. We have no problem. So listen. You are a minor child. I am not saying this. देखो गुस्सा मत होना. Income taxes. ये बच्चा है, ये पागल है, अक्कल नहीं है. Income taxes. Minor child does not have brains. Can't earn income. And if minor child has earned income, I am telling you the logic. Tax बोलता है parent has to pay tax. But logic. Minor child does not have brain, cannot have income. If minor has income, it means it is earned by the parent and purposely shown as income of minor. You know why? This is the reason I had to tell you little about tax rates of our country. This is the reason. If you were having absolutely no idea about tax rates, no, then it would have been difficult for me. But now do we know that first 250 no one has to pay tax? The parents ka 10 lakh is over. Now they are paying tax at 30. So it is better to tell people to give check in your name. Money will come in your household only, no? In your family, no? But they will get to use that 0%, 5% because every individual has got that separate slab available to him. That is why people take income in the name of their minor children. But it will be included in the income of the parents. That's our chapter clubbing. One person has to pay tax on income belonging to other person. Now, knowing by what is the talent of our classroom here, people will start asking. I know that. Sir, but if the minor is a child artist, Bajrangi Bhaijan Mama Wali. So, sir, if it was that Tare Zameen Par wala guy, who right now is a major, but Tare Zameen Par ke time pe he was a minor child. What else? Stanley ka dabba? Anything else? Baby's day out? वो non-resident foreign income and not taxable in India. Pehle that also has to apply. I hope you understand. Okay. So we spoke about domestic cases. There is a specific exception prescribed that if the minor has a special skill or the minor has done manual labor, if he has put effort, he or she, the minor child, then we will not apply clubbing. Then minor will pay tax. So before you ask me, let me clarify. But let's not get into that. Where is it given? Clubbing. Where in our income, apart from our 5 heads, one person may not have all 5. Please understand. I cannot have salary and business both. Whichever you have, you take it, plus also add income of other persons where you have to pay tax. Here only we have the chapter set off of laws. Did I tell you about this? I have 2 businesses. One profit, one loss adjust. That's set off. This total will give us our gross total income. But we have to pay tax on net income. From this gross total income, we will get something called deductions. Where examples are the life insurance premium that you pay, the medical insurance premium that you pay. Your agents must be telling you. Anybody has insurance agent in life, in house? Life mein to everyone has insurance agents. In your house, do you have an insurance agent? A life insurance agent is that guy who will convince you about the benefits of you dying. But he will convince you that if you die, these are the benefits. Seriously. And when you are not convinced, no, their next style is they will come and tell you that take policy in the name of your wife. Then there cannot be anything better than that. Barabar hai na? Haan. Life of a Mumbaikar is very difficult. Bahir paus, gharis paus. You never came across this term. Never heard this. But you understood what I said. Why are you so upset, frustrated, angry? He is giving me such looks, matlab ke today I have forced him to come and sit here, rassi se bandh ke. Nahin, bahir spouse, spouse gari, sorry. Bahir paus, gari spouse, slip of tongue. So, life insurance premium, medical insurance premium, if you give donation to any charitable trust, all that is going to be eligible for this deduction. With this, we come to our net income. You observe carefully, that means I have to teach you 8 chapters under taxable income. But I told you that the total number of chapters in income will be 9. So, which is that 9th chapter that we will be doing today? A chapter called exempt income. The name of the chapter that we are starting today is a chapter called exempt income. That means today we will be learning, we will be taught a list of incomes on which our government, guess, complete the sentence, does not want tax. That's exempt income. This is given in section 10, the full list. Thereafter, it is given in section 11 to 13. Section 11 to 13 is also talking about income on which tax is not payable. Then there is one more section in income tax, section 13A, and one more section, section 13B. These are the sections in which a list is given. List of what incomes, which incomes, on those incomes on which the government does not want. Aap samajh gaye? This is what you have to focus on. This is what I am going to teach you. These sections, you have written them in case those who are writing simultaneously in class. If you do, you write and ignore, like Modi ignores Kejriwal. You have to ignore these sections in the same manner. Because exemption given to charitable trusts. Charitable trust, ऐसा नाम सुन के गरीबी comes from the name itself. Charitable trust. With the name you can understand that they will be getting some tax concession compared to other people. That's given from section 11 to 30. Next, PP. Political parties in our country will get tax exemption. Income tax exemption. Vese, this is general knowledge, not income tax. What do you think is the biggest source of income for charitable trusts? Donation. And what do you think about political parties? Also donations. Political parties also earn income, massive income in the form of donation. Charitable trust, to naam sun ke, you don't need to be told it is going to be eligible. Political parties get tax exemption. There is logic. You want to guess what is the logic? They'll get tax exemption, that's the law. What is the logic? They enact the provisions. They create the income tax ka section. It is a political party ka finance minister who stands up in the parliament and says, I propose that from now onwards, all incomes of political parties will be exempt. Normally, when government brings a proposal, opposition is throwing chairs in the parliament, banging tables in the parliament, not out of appreciation. Appreciation ka banging is this. In protest, shouting slogans. But when provisions like these are introduced in the parliament, they are passed not with a simple majority of 51, not with a special majority of 75%, but with 100% majority. Those who are sitting at home and absent in the parliament will also vote in favor. That's tax exemption to political party. And similarly, there is an organization called Electoral Trust. Charitable trust is to do charity. Electoral trust is an organization which is created to provide funding to charity, funding to political parties. So whenever a political party needs funds, it will get money from electoral trust. Sir, you told us that write and ignore, like Modi ignores Kejriwal, and then you are explaining. Sir, because I'll teach you this after 3 years. In the year 2025, when you are attending CA final ka May 26 ka, November 26 ka, May 26 hi hoega na, May 26 ka lectures. In 2025, at that time, we will be learning this. CA final ka direct tax has got 43 chapters. Biggest subject in terms of size in inter and final both. वो 43 में these 8 are repeated, and you know no full portion is repeated. But we don't spend time in teaching people meaning of previous year and assessment year once they come to CA final. Okay, that is an insult to your talent also. So in intermediate, our focus is only going to be to learn section 10. When we do section 10, there are a lot of, when we write in bracket, we call it a subsection. And I distinctly remember I have told you this. In section 2 and section 10, we will avoid using the term subsection. We will call them, see, in writing you have to write like this. But when you speak also, no, you should make sure that you say clause 1 of section 10, clause 2 of section 10. A list of incomes on which government does not want tax. समझा क्या? बस one confusion I would like to eliminate, and then we can actually start our chapter exempt income. And the confusion is this: sir, this is the total of what I have earned. Yes or no? Ideally, set off ke samne we should not put a plus sign, we should put a minus sign because we are adjusting our losses. But that will be taken care of when the chapter comes. This is what I have earned. After earning, this is getting subtracted. That means these are those amounts on which government does not want tax. For example, if my salary is 10 lakh rupees and I have paid 1 lakh rupees ka insurance premium, so government allows me to minus that and effectively takes tax only on 9 lakh. So that means these are also amounts on which government does not tax me, it reduces. And these are also amounts on which government is not taking any tax. It is very important that you understand the difference between deduction and exemption. It is very important that you know that. See, if you go by the maths, deductions are not a part of my total taxable income because we minus them. And exempt income is also not a part of it. So if I have to ask you a question like, on which of them do we pay tax? So none. Which of them we don't pay tax? So both. But there is a difference. And the difference is, when we take a deduction, it will be first included in my income, in my gross total income. And then from the GTI, first included in GTI, then reduced, deducted, subtracted, minus. But as far as our exemption is concerned, we don't include that only in our income. Sir, nahi samjha. Sir, don't worry. Example. We are doing computation of net taxable total income. The assessee has got income from salary. This is our first head of income. 10 lakh rupees. Assuming we have computed the taxable amount. ऐसा नहीं है कि you are getting monthly fix, just add it. ऐसा नहीं है. Because every person who is having a job, over and above the monthly salary, they get extra benefits. I told you about perquisites and allowances जब I was talking about government employees working in a foreign country. Did I? All that has to be included. We have taken care of everything. This is the computed income under salary. From this, you have paid 1 lakh life insurance premium. So we should give deduction. Come on. So some people write 9 years wrong. That's a deduction. In case of a deduction, first we will write our full amount. Then what will happen? This will go and form a part of my total, that is my gross total income. And from that gross total income, we will give something called the deductions. Deductions is known as Chapter 6A of income tax. Chapter 6A. Income tax is divided in sections, we know that. It is also divided in chapters. Not in our class ka textbook. In the law, Chapter 1 has given all the basic concepts. So previous year, assessment year, person, all that. Chapter 2 is residential status. Chapter 3 is exempt income. Chapter 4 gives us the heads of income. Chapter 5 mein they have given clubbing. Chapter 6 mein they have given set off. Chapter 6A mein they have given deductions. So we call them the deductions under Chapter 6A. This 1 lakh will get subtracted here, mitro. This is a deduction. First include, then minus. First include, then minus. This is going to be called kya? Deduction. Sir, what is an exemption? Sir, supposingly other than this salary, I am also doing thoda kheti wadi in my gaon. That is agriculture. Agriculture income I have earned. Yes, I know we are yet to start the chapter, but we have had a discussion on this. Agriculture income. How will you write it? Please understand. We will say agriculture income is exempt under section 10(1) in the amount column 0. Ye raha difference between exemption and deduction. This is the difference between exemption and deduction. Exemption, do not include. Deduction, first include, then reduce. Difference is understood? A good student should ask a counter question. Sir, तुम क्या free आदमी है लाइफ में? Deduction is also subtracted ultimately whether we include or we don't. And exemption, we don't include. So by default it is subtracted only because it is not included only. Sir, Why are you wasting your time and our time? When we write salary here, just write 9 lakh. Ultimately 9 will go in the total and then we have to pay tax on 9 lakh. You are first writing 10, then minusing 1. See how agriculture income was very easy. Just don't write anything. Because that 1 lakh also, even if you write in 9 plus 1, 10, ultimately you have to subtract. You understood the doubt of the good student. Sir, final effect in my taxable income of exemption and deduction appears to be same. Don't include or include and minus. That's the difference. Then why, sir? There is a reason. When they put something in exemption, that means lifetime exempt. Today also exempt. After 5 years also exempt. After 10 years also exempt. Whenever there will be agriculture income, it will be directly zero. And how much? Sir, how much matlab 5 lakh agriculture income hai, then also zero. 10 lakh hai, then also zero. 10 crore, then also zero. 10,000 crore, then also zero. That's an exemption. We want it to be tax-free fully and forever. English. We want it to be tax-free. Kitna tax-free? How much part of agriculture income will be tax-free? Full. And for how long? Forever. That is why we keep it under exemption. But as against this, the rule for deduction is a little different. Deductions you may not always get full. Explain karta hu with an example. We pay life insurance premium. We can pay any amount. That depends on policy. You want 5 crore ka policy, you pay accordingly. You want 500 crore ka policy, you can take any amount of insurance on your life. Yes or no? Yes. That premium that you pay, we want to encourage, so we are giving you that deduction. Yes or no? But when we give deduction, there is a limit. Premium paid, restricted to 1,50,000. Your deduction cannot be more than that. So if your premium is 1 lakh, take it. But if your premium is 2 lakh, so only 150. If you pay medical insurance premium, the limit is 25,000. But if a senior citizen pays medical insurance premium, so the limit is 50,000. If you pay within the limit, you take full deduction. But if you pay more than the limit, then it will be restricted to the threshold given. So, exemption will be full. Deduction may not be full. Is this clear? Second, exemption is exemption for how much time? I asked you this and you have already answered. Forever. Deduction. Some sections they don't specify till which date. But in some sections they write that this deduction will be available only for 5 years. So 5 years tak you can take it. 6th year, it will come here, but it won't come here. So when we want to give you any tax benefit for a limited period, then we put it under deduction. But when we want to give you a tax benefit for a longer period and a longer quantum, longer matlab full quantum, so we put it under exemption. That's the difference between exemption and deduction. As far as presentation is concerned while solving the sum, have we understood the presentation also? So what to do with the deductions? First, include, then subtract. And then what about the exemptions? Do not include only. Right now we will be learning the chapter which is exempt income. Given in which section? Section 10. At inter level, you have to learn only section 10. In fact, those who have opened the module, by any chance, if you have opened the plastic cover of your ICAI study material, so in the very beginning of the module, they have given you something called chapter-wise exclusions from syllabus. You've seen that? So they have mentioned a lot of clauses, subsections, subclauses of section 10 there. Means these provisions we do not want to keep in the syllabus of CA. Are they a part of Income Tax Act, sir? Yes, but we don't want to test you on that. Okay. So, first of all, section 11, 12, 13 to not to be studied. And in section 10 also, a lot of things have been removed. So we will be learning exempt income of section 10, those incomes which will never be included. Observe karo. Exempt income se we are starting. This is the chapter that we are doing. Today we have compared exemptions and deductions. You know when will deductions happen? After 5 heads, after clubbing, after set off, just before tax rates. Which can be a couple of months from today. And by that time, हमको ये सब याद? Huh? I can't hear you. Let me see. Okay. So, today we will learn exempt income, which is given in section 10. This will be divided in 2 parts. There are some exemptions which are related to specific head of income. Sir means this income. If there was no exemption, it would have been taxable in some head of income. But in that head of income, we have exempted this. I'll give you examples. I'll talk about something that I have orally told you and explained also. So there is a section 10(7). Government employees working abroad. Their salary is deemed to be Indian income, but their allowances and perquisites are exempt. Me saying exempt is not enough. There has to be some rule in the law, some section in the law. 10(7) was that section. Okay. So is it an exempt income under section 10? Yes. But it is related to salary income. Did you understand this? It's an exemption against your salary income. Okay. One more example if I have to give you. There is a section 10(10) where we give you exemption from any gratuity received by you. So as an employee, your boss will give you gratuity. That gratuity that you receive is a part of your salary because you have received from your employer. But a portion of your gratuity we don't want a tax. You understand? So where is this also given under which head of income? Salary. So these are exemptions which are related to salary. Similarly, we have for other heads of income. So as and when the heads will come, then we start salary ka chapter. So we'll say 10(5), 10(7), 10(10), in fact 10(10)A, 10(10)AA, 10(10)B, 10(10)BB. We have got a lot of exemptions. 10(10)C also, 10(10)CC also. Lot of exemptions which are exemptions against your salary income. And this knowledge will be given to you head by head. So these provisions will be taught to us. But in which chapter? In the respective head of income to which they pertain. समझा क्या? So what are we going to learn in this chapter, sir? एक एक करके you are eliminating everything. Sir, you said taxable income बाद में. This is exempt. In that exemption and deduction का difference you told us. Then you said deductions एकदम last. Then you came down to exempt income. In exempt income you said political party, charitable trust, वो सब CA final में. तो only section 10. In section 10 also you are saying some of the clauses will be covered in the respective head of income. तो बचा क्या? The others. मतलब those section 10 exemptions which are not related or connected with any individual head of income. That will be taught to you here. So with the end of this chapter exempt income, our section 10 ka study will not get over. Do you understand or agree with this? Our section 10 ka study will not get over because when we go to ek ek karke when we go to the heads of income, over there also some section 10 will come. But whatever will not come there will be covered here. And in that, the biggest of all, and at inter-level also you can say, I will not say most important, but yes, important. Isliye, because if institute has to ask you question on this, they'll ask only at inter. At final, 100 marks are not enough only to ask for DT. Sometimes I really feel at CA final there should be group 1 4 papers, group 2 4 papers and group 3 direct tax. 400 marks. Still there will be certain things on which they will not be able to ask questions. So at final, residential status has still started coming because final includes international tax. Even in DT they ask 30 marks international tax. The residential status तो थोड़ा they have started asking. But exempt income is nowhere discussed or nowhere a part of your study for CA. ऐसा नहीं कि it is not there in the module. It is there in ICAI study material, but they never ask questions. So, if they want to ask questions on section 10, the only available opportunity is BCom nahi. CA intermediate. By the way, you all will soon be giving your graduation exams also, board exams. कि नहीं sir, बस CA किया तो now graduation is why it is required. नहीं. In case post CA you pursue any foreign qualification also, तो foreign education के लिए the required criteria is 12+4. And अपना BCom करके you can't go for foreign education. You need at least one more year of study. इसीलिए most students over the years whom I have taught who later went for foreign education, they then जबरदस्ती का did MCom because they wanted to show that 1 year extra after 12th. Okay, so this is the only place where they can test you on this. Later in final they will not ask you. And as far as your BCom is concerned, after learning this tax, then abhi tax सीधा it comes in TY BCom or they have kept in first year, second year? Direct TY, because in our days it used to come directly in TY BCom. Okay, you all are lucky that your intermediate is happening 2 years before your TY, and in fact by the time you graduate you will be almost looking at your CA final ka exams. In our days inter का एग्जाम हुआ ना, बीकॉम का TY बीकॉम का बोर्ड एग्जाम, यूनिवर्सिटी एग्जाम, 3 months का गैप. So CA intermediate was in November and after that 3 months के बाद में February March में we had TY बीकॉम का एग्जाम्स. We had 3 accounts, वही accounts costing FM which we have now and tax, 4 papers. And I had studied CA inter 6 months. 6 months की पढ़ाई के बाद में ना आदमी is physically mentally exhausted. I had told my parents that I have got a good result in CA intermediate because CA inter result was out before BCom exams. Now I am not going to take my BCom exam seriously. You trust me, no? That I am a good person. So don't expect me to take everything seriously. Let me decide. I didn't study only. I didn't even touch the book for these 3 subjects and tax, accounts, costing FM and tax, 4 subjects, 3 accounts and 1 tax. And of course, we had economics. I failed in the first unit test in college. I failed in the midterm exam. I failed in the prelims. And I was like, वो 3 idiots में तो नहीं, भगवान economics बचा लेना. If economics I clear, जो इंटर में IT SM का डर था ना, same fear. So finally board exam में I got 50. But the remaining 4 subjects without touching also. 94, 94, 94, 93. Because 3 months पहले CA inter दिया था. And the level is horrible. You know what they will give you? Agriculture income 4,000 and in the amount column you have to write 0. Seriously. In CA, in salary का chapter, they will give you perquisite valuation. Sir, वो क्या होता है? Boss has given you a car to use. If boss gives you a car, that means you save money. So what's that benefit ka value? We have to find out in monetary terms and add in your taxable salary. It is like extra benefit. So that taxable value will be added. And there's a long, I probably will lose 1 full lecture in learning only that motor car ka perquisite. And you know what happens in TY BCom? Mr. X got a motor car from his boss. The perquisite valuation was 3,200. So you just have to, they just check whether you know how to write it in the amount column. That is what they test in TY BCom. Okay. So the tax that you learn here will help you in CA intermediate and will make your BCom a joke, I am telling you. Okay. In case you plan to appear for any of the other external taxation exams, as an institute keeps some external exam. Most of them are after qualification as a CA, but some simultaneous parallel exam. In case you are desirous of appearing for an exam which is conducted by CBDT, you want to become inspector of income tax now, so CBDT will conduct an exam. But for that is for exam basic job. Okay. If you want to go to the higher levels, no, assistant commissioner, joint commissioner, then you have to give that UPSC ka exam, which is also popularly known as IAS का एग्जाम. इट इज एक्चुअली यूपीएससी का एग्जाम. ओके. सीबीडीटी जो ये एग्जाम कंडक्ट करता है ना, वेयर दे मेक यू टैक्स इंस्पेक्टर डायरेक्टली, मींस यू आर एन ऑफिसर ऑफ द डिपार्टमेंट. यू आर कॉल्ड टैक्स इंस्पेक्टर, योर वैल्यू इज वर्स देन हवलदार, बिकॉज यू ओनली अकंपनी द डेप्यूटी कमिश्नर लाइक एन असिस्टेंट वेरेवर ही गोज. यू ओनली वर्क एज ए, बट वर्ल्ड को बोलने के लिए आई एम अ टैक्स इंस्पेक्टर विद द इनकम टैक्स डिपार्टमेंट. इलिटरेट पीपल एनीवेज डोंट अंडरस्टैंड. I have seen the question papers because some tax inspectors, after clearing their exam, they contacted me on social media and said, "Sir, I studied from your videos and I have cleared this exam." मैं बोला question paper भेज, I want to see, because CA का I know, but I want to see. Seriously बोल रहा हूँ, when I saw that question paper, I thought BCom is a very difficult tax paper. TY BCom का tax paper is difficult. Inter का I am not comparing. And final, I am not even mentioning. It is so easy. So preferably, if you want to enter the income tax department as an officer, go for the UPSC ka route. One day you can possibly reach chief commissioner, which is the senior most position in the department. And till you live, after retirement also, till you die, and after you die, your spouse, till he or she is alive, you will never have any trouble. Life is sorted. कान बंद कर, तू कान बंद कर. Hey, please, please. ऐसे कर, एक सेकेंड. Even if you put your ear, you will be able to hear what I am saying. Even if you put your hands. तो गवर्नमेंट एम्प्लॉय पैदा क्यों होता है? मजा मारने को. Is what we will learn. Okay. So take this seriously, because these are the only occasions where you will get to be, or you will be tested on this. Subsequently, there may not be any test. Section 10(1), the exemption for agriculture income. We've discussed this when we discussed list 1, list 2, list 3. Did we? We have had discussion about agriculture income. That agriculture income does not attract tax in India. And I told you the reason, the logic. Today we will discuss the provision in detail. I want to know the logic from you, whether you still remember that or not. क्योंकि क्या है, we will consume time in telling you about the why behind every provision. But at a later date, if you neither remember the provision nor the reason, then it is not serving the purpose of time consumption. तो logic तो आपको बताना. You will have to tell me.
Concurrent list and state list.
Concurrent.
State list and central list.
Central list and state list. So what was the logic there?
Income tax goes to central list.
Very good.
And agriculture comes under state list.
State list. So state government can tax agriculture but not levy income tax, and central government can levy income tax but not tax agriculture, and consequently agriculture income had to be exempt. But what does the provision say? Today is the time to learn that. Rent or revenue, both are exempt. Rent or revenue, both are exempt. This first line of section 10(1) speaks a lot. Sir, kitna lot? Sir, listen. If I am doing farming on a particular land, I will be growing products. They may be food grains or non-food grains. Agriculture cannot be confined to food grains. It can be cultivation of cotton. Cash crops bhi hamara hota hai. It can be any kind of cultivation. It is agriculture. When we sell it, what do we earn? So what do we mean by revenue from agriculture? Can I say sale of agricultural products is that falls in exemption? Means, can I say any farmer who is selling the things that he has grown on land, the profit that he is earning does not have to pay tax? Sir, barabar hai, sir, that is only agriculture. What was the need to tell this? But this first line has given us one more word, one more income, and that is this second word, rent. Tell me as a possibility, yes or no. Can I do agriculture on my own land?
Yes.
Yes. Then I will earn this. I won't pay tax on the profits. That is the section. Can I do agriculture on land belonging to another person because I don't have money to buy land?
Yes.
Yes. Still I will earn this. Only difference being, out of my total income, there is an expense called rent, which other people don't have, but I have because it is not my own land. I have to pay rent to someone. Someone matlab the owner of that agriculture land. My revenue is still exempt. So revenue can come to, can I say the owner of the land or the tenant of the land, provided you are the farmer. In your language it is farmer. Income tax calls him agriculturist. जाऊ दे, बोलता था अभी कुछ. This, sir, we understood. But in this story, did you realize that when you use land belonging to other person, that means the owner of the land is not earning revenue of agriculture products ka sale. What is the owner earning? That rent also for the owner, who is himself not doing, he will also get the exemption. ये value addition है today's lecture का. नहीं तो agriculture पे there is no income tax. I have told you this. I know that I have told you that outside India होएगा तो it is taxable. Because somewhere it is going to come. अभी तो first line लिखा है, somewhere it is going to come. Agriculture is exempt only if in India. I have told you this, I remember it very well. But every lecture has to put some value addition in your life. Revenue, that means can I say, it tenant nahi hai, tenant hai. Rent. From what? From agricultural land. And who's going to earn this? The owner of the land. If he himself is not doing farming, farmer is his tenant. That means there is an agriculture land. One person is doing agriculture on this and earning revenue. What is the tax treatment of that revenue? When I ask a tax treatment means taxable or not taxable. And when I ask not taxable se zyada appropriate word which you should always start using. See, I don't expect you to use all the professional, legal and technical words now, but once so you will have to develop that habit, no? So why not try from now onwards? Taxable or exempt? Exempt. What if I am owning the land? I am talking about revenue. What if I am a tenant on the land? Exempt. But when I am a tenant on this land, there will be someone who will also earn. Supposingly your land, I am doing farming, I will earn revenue. Obviously I am the farmer, it is exempt. You are not doing farming. You are only the owner, the landlord. And you are not earning farm income. You are earning rent income. So your income will be taxable. That will also be exempt. So today we learn a very important thing. Not just, एक line में बोलता हूँ, not just the revenue of the farmer, but also the rent of the landlord, if it is a rented land. Rent or revenue from land. Ladies and gentlemen, eyes open, ears open, nose not required. Rent will be exempt ke revenue? Both. That will be coming from some land, no? You can't do farming in the air. ऐसे नहीं न्यूटन आके चला गया. You have to do farming on some land, no? That land for the exemption has to be in India. This teaches us a very, very important thing. Dekho, whatever I am writing in the black, in black, is what is written in the section. If you observe the surroundings in different color, is not the law, is my explanation. That's direct text for you. You have to read the law and interpret what it is trying to tell you. If it says rent or revenue both exempt, means not just the farmer but the owner of the land also has tax benefit. If it says land in India, that means this is my explanation. Therefore, if I do agriculture outside India, So taxable or not taxable? Because exemption is available only if the land is in India. Only Indian agriculture is exempt. Foreign agriculture is not exempt. Correct? I told you this. Whenever I told you about agriculture not being taxed, I told you about this also. But today, you all are better informed. Don't nod your head, better informed about the next thing that I am saying. If I would have said this at that time, you wouldn't have understood. Kya sir? Outside India is taxable? Because exemption is only if the land is? Tiding, 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 tiding. Why? Non-resident का foreign income can't be taxed in India. तो देखो, non-resident का Indian income is taxable, but Indian agriculture तो everyone exempt. So Indian agriculture we are not touching only, and foreign का any income, if at all we have to levy tax, we can levy tax only on. We cannot levy tax on, and therefore this agriculture income outside India, which is taxable, will be taxable only for. This I can tell you now. I couldn't have told you at that time. Only for resident. Is that understood? And this last line you may or may not understand right now. If you understand, congratulations. If you don't, chill bro. One day you will. When we will make a resident pay tax on foreign agriculture income, we will put it under the head income from other sources. IFOS में tax line. Sir, anyways, this is not salary. You have the brain to understand. Yes. This is not rent from property. अब यहाँ बोलेगा सर नहीं, rent is covered here. But house property बोलता है land का rent is not covered, only building का rent is covered. And this is agriculture का land. The house property can't come. Capital gain can come only on sale of assets. This is not sale, this is revenue income. So remaining two heads, that's business and other sources. Ideally speaking, this can be the assessee ka business. Foreign agriculture is my business. But what is the normal place of stay for this assessee? Where does he normally live? Why? Why do you say so? So confidently? He is a resident, so normally he will be in India. So income tax is putting a deeming fiction. English. Jabardasti. Hindi. Marathi मध्ये काय? जबरदस्ती. That's a Marathi word also. गुजराती में डालना है कुछ? Or you've convinced yourself that what I am trying to say is, we will forcefully put it under IFO. Jabardasti means force. Why? Because we are assuming if you normally stay in India, that means outside India cannot be your main income, it is your side income. So we will not put it in PGBP, we will put it under Gadde Nashedi lawmaker. Can I not have a business where I don't go very frequently, but I have staff with whom I am coordinating on phone? Can I not have a foreign office where my staff is working and I give them instructions? Once in a while I go also, no? The resident does not have to be 365 days here. Sometimes I go also. Now how can you assume that foreign hai matlab I am a resident, so matlab it will be side income? Nonsense. But that's the law. 95% cases, a very, very logical law. But some of these rare occasions, disaster. Okay? Only for agriculture we are putting this deeming fiction, and that is also wrong. So for other activities, we'll put it under business first of all. Okay? And for agriculture, I am myself telling you it is illogical. 95% places the law is very, very logical. But we will always come across these stupid provisions. One we have also seen before. HUF ROR hai kya? Check the karta. So there will be some such places where our law is a little illogical. Most places it is logical. समझा क्या? तो what is exempt? Rent के revenue? Both. From an agricultural land. But that land has to be, if I strictly go by what is written in the section, तो क्या लिखा है? Rent or revenue from land in India. Only that much. Everything in the surrounding is an explanation. So rent or revenue from land in India, which is used for, इसके बिना how can we say it is agriculture income? Imagine कीजिए, I said revenue, but we never used the word agriculture. We said rent, but we never said agriculture. We said India, but we never said agriculture. See, this was my explanation. This was not the section. This was my explanation. This agriculture out this one. The first time that we are using agriculture in the section is the third line. We are saying adding agriculture income, but till now the word agriculture nowhere came in the section. Now it has come in the section. That the land about which we are talking, first of all, it has to be in India. Then once it is in India, from that what is exempt? The rent of the landlord or the revenue of the tenant? Both. The land is in India. Both incomes will be exempt, provided the land is used. This is how we say that this is a section of agriculture. The land is being used for agricultural purposes. This is the statement. If I have to talk to you in English, rent or revenue from land in India used for agricultural purposes. Then that will be treated as exempt income because it is agriculture. So by default you understand, okay, foreign agriculture is not given only in the section, no. That means foreign agriculture will be taxable, but we can tax only residents, we'll tax it under IFRS. That was an explanation. Section kitna? Can you speak or repeat the section without looking at it? Number nahi, content. Rent or revenue
from land in India
used for agriculture is exempt. Of course, section 10 में लिखा है, मतलब now again and again we don't need to say it is exempt. Anything that comes under section 10, it means only that it is exempt. Very good. Now then, let's go ahead. ध्यान से सुनो. They have defined agriculture purposes. They have said that this is what you mean by agriculture. Because had they not said it, then things would have been a little difficult. Don't you agree with this? If they don't say this, तो क्या होगा पता है? Supposingly you have a house, मस्त एकदम sea facing and all. Balcony है house में, balcony के अंदर you have put gamla, flower pot. Every day morning you put water. The plants are growing. Sir, in this house, whoever is earning any income is exempt because we are doing agriculture. What I said was funny, but without definition of agriculture, who is right, you or me? I'll say anything that I say will be agriculture. Anything that I do, anything that is remotely related to growing of grass is agriculture. Imagine कीजिए, we are in the monsoon. अभी क्या है, बारिश का सीजन है. तो old buildings में you must have seen that जो old walls होता है ना, damp हो जाता है ना, from that walls some plants start growing, you know, green color का. What is it called? Spirogyra. हाँ, they grow from the wall. That means the building is doing agriculture. Building में सबका income exempt. Without definition तो होगा ना. You need to define, no? Are you able to understand this? Anything remotely connected with grass. तो grass का बात चल ही रहा है, तो वो grass भर के है ना निशांत? Only he understood in the class. You also understood? क्या? हाँ. ये क्या होता है? What is this? कचरा रे, ये क्या गंदे गंदे इशारे भाई ऑर्डर में? ये मीन्स व्हाट? I'll take it. पेपर को रोल करो, In that, put that grass ka chura. We call it. I have no knowledge. No, I just wanted to. I actually had no idea what this is called. I just. And that is the symbol. I have got seriously absolutely no knowledge. Absolutely no knowledge. See, we all learn something new in class, no? So, you learn a few provisions of tax, and today I learned this. So, next time, that is grass only for those who don't know. Hash? Which is the nearest place you get it? Hinduja wala hai na, and you don't know this, no? Then don't expect me to believe this. He is the supplier. He is pointing fingers at you. And by chance anybody studies in Lala? No? Lala is not a college, it is a drug center. Seriously, I am telling you. Mahalakshmi station के पास में there is a lane. उसमें वो there is a club called Tonic. You've been there in that lane? Right? See, Lower Parel se we come towards Mahalakshmi, no? This road only. ये road पूरा खत्म होता है ना? And then we take a left turn to go towards Mahalakshmi. Then there is a left lane. Left लेके immediate left. No? What is this road called? नाम भूल गया. Some leader. Senapati Bapatna. This full road will get over right side by Phoenix. Go straight. Dead end will come. Right loge to Worli will come. Left towards Mahalakshmi. Take that Mahalakshmi wala left, and immediately there is one lane in the left. No, not go up to the bridge. Left lete immediately before the petrol pump there is one more lane. हाँ, उसके पहले there is a lane in the left. नहीं, there is a club called Tonic. उसके सामने there is a pan wala. He keeps the best quality in case you are interested in knowing where you get it. Okay? नहीं, मतलब क्या है कि टैक्स के साथ some more general knowledge. नहीं, I have idea about lot of things, and you are too young to share a few things, to be very honest. Okay? तो people जो वो माल भर के, you know, no, then you have to roll. बाकी सब तो you know, no, perfect. Then you have to roll, and उसको the moment you roll it, that wheel becomes joint. हाँ, बराबर ना? That's not agriculture. Point. Summer like sir, ये इसको चालू रहने दो ना, अच्छा जा रहा है. Yeah, keep talking about this. No, we are having fun. अरे पागल, we have to understand that this is not agriculture. नहीं तो from today I will start keeping flower pots in my balcony का grill. They have defined what. Huh? Nothing is illegal. Nothing is illegal. Haan, getting pot is illegal. Committing it is not illegal. Okay? If it was illegal, no? So, at least one person in our family would have been in jail. Because knowingly or unknowingly, we every day violate some law. Correct? Do you know this? एक तू मनीष मार्केट के सामने रहता है, तू रोड क्रॉस करके जाता है कि बिल्डिंग इधर आता है? नहीं, I'm asking you. You know that's a crime. Do you know that's a crime? No, I'm telling you, do you know that's a crime? You can cross the road only where there is a zebra crossing. Jaywalking is a crime. If you don't know this, let me tell you. बस तो पता चल गया, we are all violating some law. We are not getting caught. Some years ago, वो चर्चगेट स्टेशन के बाहर ना, जैसे zebra crossing है सिग्नल के उधर. If you're crossing from there, तब तो no problem. Otherwise, वो जो रोड का डिवाइडर है ना, वो people keep their hands and ऊपर से jump करके they go on the other side. No, that's a crime. If you get caught, they were penalizing people 200 rupees. हाँ, my school is over there only. तो स्कूल से निकल के when I had to catch a bus stop from church, bus stop, I don't have to catch a bus from church. तो स्कूल से बाहर निकल के ऐसा वो डिवाइडर को पकड़ के on the other side, then cross the road. पूरा लाइफ किया वो. बाद में पता चला क्राइम था. And never was aware कि क्राइम है. So it is important to define what is agriculture, because without knowing what is agriculture, we may not be able to do justice to the provision. Agriculture can be two things. One, you have performed basic operations on the land. You have performed basic operations. Sir, अभी basic operation के लिए ना I will have to take you to school science and geography. वो cutting, plowing, sowing the seeds. Then you can say that I have done some agriculture. Only if the basic operations were performed on the land. नहीं कि balcony के अंदर flower pot put करना cannot be agriculture. So somewhere we have to define, no? Any person who has performed those basic operations, समझा ना with examples? Cutting, plowing, sowing the seeds. वो tractor से करो या वो बैलगाड़ी से वो that. You know Shri Krishna का elder brother? Balram. You know what was his weapon? He used to keep that only वो. हाँ हल, हिंदी में भी call it हल अभी. हाँ तो प्लाइंग ही बोला मैं, प्लाइंग ही बोला. That's basically what you use for doing basic operations. अभी earlier days में cattle use होता था, अभी tractor use. That how you are doing it is not important. Are you performing the basic operations on land? Then that is agriculture. Once you do that, the agriculture product will be sold from the land. You will earn the revenue. You get exemption. And your landlord, in case the owner is different. Supposingly you do it on your own land. So then there is only revenue, there is no rent. But if there are two different people, so jo owner hai, his rent also is going to be exempt. So that's one thing. Second, observe carefully. Nahi to there is likelihood of confusion. Basic plus advanced operations on the land. Basic plus advanced plus. Sir, what do you mean by advanced operations? Basic operation तो पता चल गया. We have to sow the seeds, plowing करना है, cutting करना है, वो सब. What do you mean by advanced operations? If I have to speak in simple English language, make the produce. See, it's not one product, no. बहुत सारा produce, we are using a plural term. Make the produce fit for the market. Make it marketable. That is called performing advanced operations. Sir, मतलब wheat का farm में, गेहूं, wheat का farm में, wheat is grown. The person who is growing the wheat is performing basic operation. Pakka agriculture. But that wheat directly cannot be sent to the chakki wala to perform or convert it into atta. No. It has to be dried. It has to be plucked. Usko pruning karke ek task hota hai. That has to be performed. Then it can have some thorns around it. If not wheat, then some other products. Wheat is an example. Wheat, rice, jawar, anything. You have to remove all that. Then you have to polish it. Then that wheat goes to the grocery store. From the grocery store you buy wheat. Then you send it to that local atta wala guy who will convert the wheat into your atta, which will then come as a powder at your house. Then you put water and then you make the dough, and then you imagine the process. You just threw the roti in the gutter because you did not like. It was too cold, no, thanda roti and all that. You are used to leaving your house very early. So by the time comes to eat your food, do you know the number of people who have put effort so that roti right up to the person in your house who made it? Okay. So wo wheat ko, rice ko, anything of that has to be made fit for marketable. It cannot be direct. Okay, aajkal system has changed. We directly buy ready-made atta. But that ready-made atta also, that company has to first purchase wheat, no? Yes. Then convert into atta, no? That company cannot direct purchase wheat. ऐसा farm से break करके, pluck करके, you can't bring it home. The cutting, pruning activities have to be performed so that it is fit for sale in the market. In other words, the crop growing in the farm cannot be sold as it is. To make it sellable, to make it marketable, some activities have to be performed. Those activities are called advanced operations. That is also agriculture. Wait. That is also agriculture. provided basic was also done by you, nahi to nahi. Provided, look carefully, provided the basic operation was also done by you, nahi to nahi. Only basic chalega. Basic plus advanced, no problem. Only advanced means you grow the product in your farm by performing the basic operations. And you don't want to get into the headache of that cutting pruning activity because it's a time consuming, effort taking activity. You are like, tu leke ja, and you do that activity. So you sell the product after basic operations to me. I only perform the advanced operations so that I can make it marketable. Obviously, the selling price then will increase more than my cost. That is my profit here. Your performance of basic operation was agriculture. If you had only done advanced operations and my profit also you only earned, that's still agriculture. But if you do basic and I do advanced, what you do is agriculture, what I do is not agriculture. Only basic is covered, basic plus advanced is covered. Only advanced operations is not agriculture. Is not agriculture. Let's see if you have understood.
Sir, can it be like this? You are doing basic agriculture. You got a big plot of land, but you specialize in advanced operations. So you got basic agriculture as well. But you
are you doing both?
Both, yes.
Then it's okay.
But then you are
see, you may not be doing advanced operations on your entire. ऐसा कोई नहीं बोला कि you have to do it on your entire land. Question is, the person who is making profits by performing advanced operations, is that person also performing the basic operations?
So now if I am producing 100 units in total, 2 units are from my basic operation and baki ka 98 are purchased.
So 98 falls in this?
Yes.
2 fall in this? Both are allowed.
But if I don't do those 2 also, that becomes a service and I am taxed on the revenue.
If you are not performing the basic operation, that means only advanced. That means you are not doing agriculture. Is that clear? To give you a more presentable example, I do the basic operations. Then you say कि यार तेरा farm तो पंजाब में है, my grocery store is in Haryana, तो deliver कर. I am doing transport of agriculture product. Transport करके I bring to the store, then it becomes sellable. Do you understand? Am I performing basic and doing the transport? So then I can call it agriculture, and that profit also I can include. Okay, bhai, देखो, my total sales includes the total that you pay. See, normal people I charge 100. You I charge 150 because I am also providing you transportation. Correct? Eh? This 100 is also included in 150. So this is basic plus advanced. That's my total revenue. No problem. But supposingly I charge this from the customer, and there is a third party who charges this only for transportation. This person is not doing agriculture. I am doing. If I was only doing transportation, that means it's extra revenue for extra work. But my basic operations are still involved. This is agriculture, but this is not agriculture. Samjha? And transport was also an example. Loading, unloading of goods, which are agriculture. If the farmer is providing it along with his farm product, basic plus advanced, no problem. But if a third party is doing only that activity, then it is not agriculture. So, in conclusion, let me see, where do you stand? If I perform only basic operations, you just have to say agriculture or not agriculture. Okay. If I perform only advanced operations, not agriculture. If I perform both matlab basic plus advanced, so it is. I am not wasting your time by giving you I do none of them. इतना फ्री आप होएगा बस, मैं तो नहीं. Okay, so is that clear? Absolutely clear. One more thing. In the section we have specified and clarified, but still as a point I want you to understand, rent of landlord also exempt. if tenant is doing agriculture. And what can be agriculture? Only basic. Okay, basic plus advanced. Correct hai? This is a summary of section 10 only, boss. But noteworthy point है ना section 10 का, इसलिए we had to do this. Is this clear? Next. Dividend you earn on which income? You guessed the question or you want me to ask? एग्रीकल्चर और नॉट एग्रीकल्चर सेम है, क्वेश्चन सेम है. एग्रीकल्चर है तो एग्जेम्प्ट है, नॉन एग्रीकल्चर है तो टैक्सेबल है. See, all of us together contribute funds and create an agriculture company, and company is doing only agriculture. Company is doing agriculture. Company is doing agriculture. Company is performing basic operations on the land which is in India. Everything is fulfilled. Company ka income exempt. Okay. Now from the profits, we will do some distribution. Kisko? Is that agriculture? Because agriculture ka profits are being distributed. That is why I am asking. Agriculture or not agriculture? See, if you say agriculture, matlab not taxable. And non-agriculture, matlab taxable. But answer in the options that I have given. हाँ, मतलब that's the question, no? वही तो discussion है. And if the class is divided, that means someone is right and someone is wrong because there is a clear answer given here. Logic से करो के law से करो, answer is given. Give the answer with logic. Otherwise, law तो I will tell you only, no? And there are only two possibilities. Agriculture or exempt taxable मत करो because you will get confused. Once we know it is agriculture, it is exempt, or if it is not agriculture, it is taxable. Question क्या है? Agriculture or not? Those who think it is agriculture will unmute themselves and shout agriculture now. मतलब according to you it is exempt. Those who think it is not agriculture will unmute themselves and shout not agriculture now. ये louder था. अच्छा ये unmute themselves ना, ये last 2.5 years का habit है. ये habit है. Because क्या होता है? Video lecture का rule. इंटर के अंदर there is no one who is attending video lecture. अभी classroom चालू होने के बाद. Earlier, inter students were also sitting online only. But final का तो every batch, even classroom has started, no? Then also every batch there are students that sir I can't travel. थाने के बच्चे के लिए सुबह 7 o'clock दादर आना is not possible. 1 o'clock possible है. 7 o'clock सब बोलने का बात है. I reach Mulund 6:30 from here only. Every day morning. Okay. Some are like कि तू कमाता है, हम थोड़ी कमाते हैं. तुम भी तो कमाएगा ना one fine day. But ठीक है, तो फाइनल का हर बैच में ना there are students who are online. Even today after classes have opened. तो रूल था क्लियर, वीडियो हैज टू बी ऑन, वो बंद नहीं चलेगा. ऑडियो हैज टू बी ऑफ, वो चालू नहीं चलेगा. नहीं तो योर गली में से एम्बुलेंस इज गोइंग, बाजू वाले के घर में कुत्ता इज बार्किंग, योर विंडो के ऊपर काऊ इज डूइंग काऊ काऊ, एंड द होल क्लास इज गेटिंग एंटरटेन्ड विद दोस नॉइजेस. तो ऑडियो ऑफ. बट ऑन ओकेशंस लाइक दिस ऐसा बोलना पड़ता था, अनम्यूट एंड शाउट. जो हैबिट हो गया वो अनम्यूट एंड. हाँ, तो एग्रीकल्चर नहीं है वॉज लाउडर. नाउ एनीवन वांट्स टू गिव रीजन बिकॉज ठीक है, आई केम टू नो के देयर आर क्लासेस डिवाइडेड, सम स्टूडेंट्स फील दिस, सम स्टूडेंट्स फील दैट, बट अल्टीमेटली एनीवन वांट्स टू गिव रीजन. अपना आंसर का रीजन. कम ऑन, अभी दो ना, पहले यू वर शाउटिंग, नाउ व्हाट इज द प्रॉब्लम? आंसर बोल पहले, व्हाट इज योर आंसर? नॉट एग्रीकल्चर. नाउ गिव योर रीजन. Understood. So he is in support of not agriculture. Anybody in support of agriculture?
Your portion is of your dividend is a portion of the revenue of the company used for agricultural purposes.
बराबर. Yes, agriculture के लिए any other reason other than revenue? No agriculture का reason I understood. Yes, agriculture के लिए you gave the reason कि revenue word is used and it is agriculture revenue only which is being distributed. Any other reason? What are you in favor of?
When you are the landowner, you get the rent that is exempt from the same way you are not doing the agriculture.
ठीक. Now shall we discuss finally what is the answer? अभी ऐसा मत करना. Yes, reason समझ. Your answer may be right, reason may be wrong. Okay, जिसका आंसर wrong है तो wrong है ही है. Let's discuss why it is not agriculture. It's not rent. Are we clear on that? Revenue word was your reason, no? It's not. Revenue is whose revenue from agriculture? We are saying revenue from agriculture. Who earned that revenue? In this case, company. Have we granted the exemption to the company?
Yes.
I am asking you. That means the person who is performing the operations on land is the company deserving the exemption and granted the exemption on the revenue. And this is only distribution of profits. My question is only this much. Has the shareholder done any basic operation? Advance I am not asking. Because alone advance is anyways not enough. For advance also first basic. Has the shareholder done any operation? Shareholder has invested in a company. This is called return on investment. You've done financial management thoda in life. Little financial management. I think financial management is almost near completion. So return on investment क्या होता है? If you invest 1 lakh in a business and end of the year the value is 1,10,000, that means your business has given you 10% return on investment.
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Shareholder has only made an investment in shares, not performed any operations. Is that clear? But rent has been specifically given separate from revenue, no? Rent word has been specifically used, no? अगर ऐसा होता, then they should say rent or revenue or dividend from agriculture profits. Rent को specifically करना था. इसलिए we want to encourage people who are not using their agriculture land for their own to at least give it to someone so that that person can do agriculture. What is the motivation for giving your land? That the rent that you earn is not taxable. Samjha? And one more thing I would like to now insert in this company wala case. This is your 12th standard OC. Legal identity is separate, bro. I think now I have convinced you. This is an assessee doing agriculture, eligible for exemption. This dividend is earned by. ये different है. The legal identity is only different. He is not doing agriculture. समझा क्या? हाँ. So dividend on shares of agriculture income, not agriculture, but profit from firm doing agriculture. Now see, dividend is given to whom? And this profit will be given to whom? Guess करो, firm है तो partner. इसका क्या आंसर है? Is this agriculture or not agriculture?
Agriculture.
Here their identity is same. Here their identity is same. That's the main criteria. Okay, they were two different assessees. The one doing agriculture got its exemption. The other is only an investor. And the shareholder is not involved in the day-to-day business. But here, they are only involved in the day-to-day business. Agriculture is happening. See, I cannot do alone, so I took you as a partner. Together we are doing it. बस इतना सा difference है. समझा क्या? हाँ, लेकिन somewhere I have told you also, and once we finish agriculture, which is the biggest section in section 10, no other section is so big. Once we finish agriculture, anyways, we will soon move on to the second part of the chapter. The other section 10 ka exemptions we are doing, no? There, this I have taught you that when you get share of profit from a firm, even if the firm is not doing agriculture, it's a partnership firm selling garments, ready-made garments. Is that agriculture? No. The share of profit is exempt for all businesses. I have told you this with reason when I explained the meaning of person. Q. Firm is paying tax. I told you this. So that way, for as far as share of profit is concerned, no? If we wouldn't have studied this, still share of profit in every partnership firm, whether the firm is doing agriculture or not doing agriculture, is irrelevant. Share of profit will always be exempt. Correct? Hai? But please understand, if this is the profit and loss account of a partnership firm, this is the share of profit. Left side, last item, balancing figure. This is a debit balance or a credit balance? Because when I was in 11th and studying science and I shifted to commerce in 12th, I said, sir, aata to idhar hai, so this is debit, no? So this is debit balance. तब पता चला. Opening balance same side, closing balance opposite side. Same. This is the share of profit. Correct? Hai? This firm will pay tax. Partner will be getting but not paying tax. Correct? Whether the firm is doing agriculture or not doing agriculture, this will be exempt because firm is paid tax. But sometimes the partner will get salary from the firm. The partner will get interest from the firm. All this is not shown in the profit. It is shown above the profit. And whatever we write above the profit on the debit side is an expense. These are expenses of the firm. Correct? Hai? So, ये जो salary and interest है ना, this is not exempt. This is taxable for the partner. And the logic is hidden here only. Why is this exempt? For the partner, why is this exempt? Firm has paid tax. But on this, has the firm paid tax? No, it is subtracted from his taxable profit. We call it a deduction of expense. समझा क्या? So this will be taxable. But for the partners, obviously, because firm is taking deduction. This will be taxable. But if this firm is an agriculture wala firm, so this will be treated for the partner also as agriculture. Understood? This too will be exempt irrespective of nature of business of the firm. But when we are talking about profit, our basic target here is the salary and interest that the partner is receiving from the firm. And I am not even discussing, referring or talking about the share of profit. Why am I not discussing, referring or talking about the share of profit? Irrespective of nature of business of the firm. Is that clear? Absolutely. So dividend from a company doing agriculture is? Not agriculture. So taxable. Correct? But profit from a firm doing agriculture is agriculture. Is agriculture. So it will be exempt. Share of profit under all circumstances anyways exempt. Very next section. After share of profit from HUF, we have share of profit from firm. But salary and interest is not exempt. Normal circumstances it is taxable, but if the firm is doing agriculture, it will be exempt. Is that clear? Some years ago, income tax was amended. These are points that we are writing under the section 10.1 10.1 का पार्ट है ये सब. All these points to be noted, they are a part of explanation. See, this is ये 3 लाइन का definition of agriculture. Rent or revenue, land in India, agriculture purposes. After all this, it's our discussion going on. This point was added in section 10 some years ago as a clarification because some confusion was arising. Whenever our law is silent on a particular matter, so you read it as per your opinion, I read as per my opinion, fights happen. Legal fight, we call them court cases. A case between income tax department and assessing. And they keep on fighting for that. There is a hierarchy in our country that if you are ever unhappy with the action of the department, you can go to some person called CIT appeals. It is like you are appealing. Then after that, if you lose your case in CIT appeals, you can fight at one more place called Income Tax Appellate Tribunal, which is a special court for tax matters. Government has made a court. If you really feel aggrieved, you can fight there. Then, if you want to fight further, you can go to a place called High Court after the tribunal. If you lose your case in High Court, you can fight guess. Very clever. If you lose your case in Supreme Court, you go home and go to sleep. Supreme Court is like your wife. You can't appeal against the order of Supreme Court. आप समझा क्या? हाँ. तो देख फांसी का सजा नहीं है कि you'll get mercy petition. So good you brought it up. When Supreme Court confirms, उसको legal language में बोलते हैं upheld death sentence. Confirm मतलब upheld means we will kill you, we will hang you. That means you are going to be killed by the government. Then you can request for mercy petition. Mercy is president maaf karo. So for 5 years there was a lady president in India. Not now. Before her the lady president was Pratibha Tai. Tai कशाला म्हणतो तू? नातेवाईक आहेत का? नाही. Pratibha Tai. She was only warming the chair for 5 years. She didn't do any productive task. She went and came. Dada. Which Dada? Pranav Mukherjee. The best part about West Bengalis are that in their surname they themselves put G. So they have given themselves request नहीं respect. बोला कि तुम जी लगाओ क्या नहीं लगाओ, हमने हमारे सरनेम में जी लगा दिया. प्रणव मुखर्जी जी. Very stubborn guy. And you may not have experience. I have got personal experience with people of West Bengal. Very difficult people to handle, I'm telling you. Okay. So Pranav Mukherjee ji, he became president. वो फाइल देखा, बोला चल रिजेक्ट. एक एक करेगी, kept on cancelling the mercy petition, denying the mercy petition. After mercy petition, when it is a death sentence, there is one more alternative called a review petition. Review is like supposingly you give a red rose to someone and she threw it back on your face. Review petition is एक बार और सोच लो ना please. Let's see, direct tax is very easy. It depends on who you learn it from, of course. It also depends on how you are able to relate it to your daily life. Okay? Review is एक बार देखो ना जरा कुछ हो सकता है. That's review. Seriously. So you can go to Supreme Court and say, sir, I agree that I committed the crime. I agree that I deserve to be hanged. I agree with everything. Now my mercy petition is also rejected. But please don't kill me. Please. If I die, what will happen to me? Give me life imprisonment. But please don't kill me. That's review petition. You know who was the last guy to be hanged in our country? Second last. या third last maybe. याकूब में मनता है. Last 3 were Ajmal Kasab, Afzal Guru. Ajmal Kasab was 2611. Afzal Guru was attack on Indian Parliament 2001. And then Yaqub Memon was the last person to be hanged 2015 के अंदर. Do you know his educational qualification by any chance? He was a chartered accountant. Yaqub, someone like a future bright, bro. Mast hai. He was the one who, with his knowledge of law, arranged for funds द erstwhile जो भी लीगल प्रोविजन थे, मैनिपुलेशन वाज वेरी इजी दोस डेज, क्योंकि इतने स्ट्रिंजेंट लॉ नहीं थे, कोई डिजिटलाइजेशन नहीं था कि एनी ट्रांजेक्शन विल गेट कॉट. ही अरेंज फंड्स, ही चैनलाइज द फंड्स, क्योंकि इतना बॉम्ब ब्लास्ट करने के लिए इतना RDX एंड ऑल, इट इज नॉट इजी टू गेट इट. ऐसा रास्ते में नहीं क्या वो गली में वीड मिलता है वैसा RDX में मिल जाए, इट डज नॉट वर्क दैट वे. तो याकूब मेमन वाज हैंग्ड, मॉर्निंग 9 o'clock वाज हिज टाइम. माहिम का ही था. हाउ कैन यू गाइज बीइंग फ्रॉम माहिम नॉट नो अबाउट इट? रात को 3 बजे सुप्रीम कोर्ट ओपन फॉर रिव्यू पिटिशन. मॉर्निंग 9 o'clock वाज फांसी का टाइम. रात को 3 बजे सुप्रीम कोर्ट ओपन. यू गेट अ फार्मेसी ओपन फॉर यू एट दैट टाइम. चैलेंज. नहीं, बंद वाले को खुलवा के दिखाना ब्रो. ओपन है उसको तू कैसे ओपन करवाएगा? आई सेड ओपन करवा के दिखा. जो पहले से ओपन है, हाउ मच यू विल ओपन? कुछ भी बोलता है. पहली बात. दूसरी बात, ट्राई गेटिंग हेल्प फ्रॉम पुलिस एट 3 in the night. आपके घर में चोर घुस गया, गुंडा आ गया ना, रात 100 पे कॉल करके सी इफ यू गेट हेल्प. See, no, that's what I'm telling you. No? Ultimately, he was Yaqub Memon. Also in controversy as late as last few days, where his grave was decorated and lighting वगैरह सब कुछ लगा है उधर. And who did that, God knows. But there are people who are missing him, probably. Okay. अपना ही भाई था, SSCA कम्युनिटी के लोग गए होंगे शायद, दूसरा तो कौन हो सकता है? We don't know. So, mercy petition comes into picture only in death sentences. Income tax में you lose your case in Supreme Court, तो Supreme Court is like your wife, you can't appeal against it. पहली बात. इसमें भी एक कैच है. If you are really interested, Supreme Court का judgment can be in favor of assessee against government or favor of government against assessee. Assessee loses, government wins, topic is over, you can't do anything. Assessee wins, government loses. That way Supreme Court hai, you can't do anything. But government changes the law. Whenever there is a Supreme Court judgment in favor of assessing, most cases you will see an amendment in the law. I'm not joking. Most cases. Now that's all. Very next budget, judgment आया next budget. Last year there was a judgment in which Supreme Court में one assessee won the case. This budget 2021 का Supreme Court judgment 2022 के बजट में that section is amended. बिजनेस प्रोफेशन का एक चैप्टर है, सेक्शन 43B. अभी कैसा समझ में आएगा? व्हाट सेक्शन तो ऐसा बोलता है जब पूरा इनकम टैक्स एक्ट कर क्या है. व्हाट सेक्शन 43B. 43B बोलता है that certain expenses का deduction you will get only if you make payment. So if you have taken a loan from a public financial institution or a scheduled bank, so you have to pay interest. If you pay interest, then only you get deduction. Accrual basis पे आपको वो डिडक्शन नहीं मिलेगा, पेमेंट बेसिस पे मिलेगा. ओके. तो देयर वाज एन असेसी हु कन्वर्टेड दैट अनपेड अमाउंट इनटू अनदर लोन. तो जर्नल एंट्री में देखोगे तो दैट अनपेड बैलेंस वाज रिमूव्ड एंड कन्वर्टेड इनटू अ न्यू लोन. असेसी सेड के हमने पे कर दिया, बिकॉज दैट पेएबल इज नो लॉन्गर रिफ्लेक्टेड. नो, पेएबल इज रिमूव्ड फ्रॉम करंट लायबिलिटीज एंड पुट इन अनसिक्योर्ड लोन्स. ठीक है. तो असेसी बोला आई पेड इट. So many years ago, there was an amendment in the law that conversion of your outstanding interest into loan will not be treated as payment. You won't get deduction. अभी असेसी ने नया दिमाग लगाया. असेसी क्या किया? असेसी was a company. So the interest was payable to a bank. उस इंटरेस्ट के बदले में बैंक को अपने डिबेंचर्स दे दिए. बोला we are paying you interest by making you debenture holder. तो असेसी कंपनी के लायबिलिटी में से, अंडरस्टैंड द अकाउंटिंग ट्रीटमेंट इफ योर अकाउंट्स इज गुड. अंडरस्टैंड, असेसी कंपनी के बैलेंस शीट में से करंट लायबिलिटीज में इंटरेस्ट पेएबल अकाउंट वाज रिमूव्ड. करंट लायबिलिटी इज अ क्रेडिट बैलेंस, उसको डेबिट कर दिया, मतलब इंटरेस्ट पेएबल अकाउंट डेबिट वो निकल गया टू डिबेंचर्स अकाउंट. दैट वाज पुट इन द लायबिलिटीज अनसिक्योर्ड लोन्स के अंदर. आप समझा क्या? सो असेसी सेइंग आई पेड. हाउ? By making my lender a debenture holder. I have not converted into a loan. I have paid because I have given something. My debenture certificate I have given. This is payment. Supreme Court में जीत गया. Supreme Court बोला conversion into loan is not allowed. But debenture issue क्या मतलब? Actually it is payment. सुप्रीम कोर्ट में वन असेसी वन द केस. आपके पीजीबीपी के चैप्टर में एप्लीकेबल अमेंडमेंट है 43B के सेक्शन में, that conversion into debentures will not be treated as payment because you have not paid money. anything जिस दिन डिबेंचर रिडेम्पशन करोगे ना तभी you have paid. Right now if you observe the balance sheet, one liability went away, another liability got created. That's not payment. Payment कब होएगा? When this is gone and your bank balance is reduced, तभी payment होएगा. But Supreme Court में assessee one, no. So if government has lost, they have changed the law. This is one example. Pranab Mukherjee was removed from finance ministry just because of this. Just because of this. He brought an amendment. Supreme Court gave a judgment in the favor of Vodafone. Supreme Court gave a judgment. Pranab Mukherjee changed the law. As finance minister, you have the right to change the law. Bring any amendment, get it passed in parliament. He changed the law. He cancelled Supreme Court judgment. But he brought the amendment retrospective. That means we overrule the Supreme Court judgment of Vodafone. See, future cases में this law will apply, the new one. But retrospective मतलब so Vodafone का judgment का Supreme Court overrule. So assessee बोला that you want to change the law, no problem. From today onwards, people will follow what you are saying. But the past का जीता हुआ case you can't cancel. It went into international arbitration. Even today, some months ago, international court में government of India lost the case. And government said that now we will not push the case further. Just when that case went, Vodafone का शेयर आ गया कचरे का भाव में ₹5 में. I tried, नहीं आया. ₹6.70 में I got 2,500 shares. And then the moment government lost the case and said we will not pursue the case further, सीधा 12-13 रुपए double हो गया in a span of few weeks. Then again it fell down, and recently when it was said कि Vodafone का जितना भी dues towards government है, it will be converted into equity and government will become shareholder. Now government becomes owner of any company, no? So prospects automatically become high. So मेरे purchase price से it is still higher. Vodafone shares are on profit, but still it went to a high and I did not sell it. मैं बोला कि और बढ़ने वाला है, वो सोच के I did not. But that's always a risk. When 2012 में he brought this amendment, country-wide protest हुआ. इतना बड़ा political issue that 2014 में Modi ji, when he wanted to become PM, in his election manifesto it was written, we will not bring any retrospective amendment against assessees. Amendments we will bring, but not retrospective. Okay. Now comes the question that whether, why retrospective? Why even a prospective? Why don't you ask about prospective? If Supreme Court has given something, it is a part of the judiciary. Supreme Court has given something, we call it a case law, everyone follows it. How can you change that law? Retrospective छोड़ दे, prospective also. Can the government change a Supreme Court का pronounce किया हुआ judgment? ये question, but the government is doing it. I just now told you कि बोला Supreme Court ने कि conversion into debentures allowed, but they changed the law. How is it allowed? See, it is allowed. How it is allowed? What is the legality in this? उसको भी समझ लो. Democracy है. In a democracy, judiciary is important. वो 4 pillars of democracy बोलते हैं ना. One of them is media. One of them is judiciary. Judiciary का present condition. I am not joking. You want to become Supreme Court का judge? You want to become? Chal, I make you the judge. But triple talaq का case will come to you. This should be the judgment. राम मंदिर का केस विल कम टू यू, दिस शुड बी द जजमेंट. ये केस विल कम टू यू, दिस शुड बी द जजमेंट. द जजमेंट इज डिसाइडेड फर्स्ट एंड द हियरिंग स्टार्ट आफ्टर दैट. बिकॉज द गवर्नमेंट इज हैविंग कंट्रोल ऑफ जज अपॉइंटमेंट. So before appointment, these conditions are laid down. Then there are some judges who first promise that I will do. Then they don't follow it. Then they are assassinated. जस्टिस लोया का ना गूगल करना, जस्टिस लोया, उसका पूरा फैमिली रोया. गूगल करना. he was killed because he was involved in the Gujarat का riots का case. Just खाली बता रहा हूँ. Okay. तो judiciary is one of the pillars of democracy. It has the right to give judgments. Judiciary is important. Public is the most important. If there is any judgment of Supreme Court which public does not like, तो public can change. ये democracy. Of the people, for the people, by the people, ये democracy है. If you don't like a Supreme Court judgment, you can change it. The 130 crore cannot get accumulated at one place. So they send their representatives. Either if Lok Sabha is passing a bill, that means the people of the country are passing the bill. Because Mr. Arvind Sawant is not Arvind Sawant in the Lok Sabha. He is South Mumbai. His vote is South Mumbai ka vote. So more than 50% of Lok Sabha means more than 50% of the country. And therefore, public can change the law. Public ka representatives are sitting there and changing Supreme Court ka law. So if the legality was a question mark, can decided judgments be changed? Well, law bana ke we can change anything. Ordinance la ke we can change anything. Is that understood? Is that understood? So, mercy petition wala issue is closed here. Okay. Now we come to the next issue. Are we clear about the following facts? Fact number 1, dividend from Indian company? Not agriculture, but profit from Indian company? Well, we say profit from Indian company, nahi, profit from Indian firm. Profit to anyways, whether the firm is doing agriculture or not doing agriculture, profit is always going to be exempt. When we say profit, our target is the salary and interest, because on that the firm has not paid tax. But if it is an agriculture firm, partner will also not pay tax, because it will be treated as agriculture. Is this absolutely clear? Now, this was a very, very controversial issue some years ago, and इसीलिए government has created an exception in the section 10 and specifically clarified this, that this is our stand. If you are earning income from growing seedlings and saplings, income from growing किधर? In a nursery. Income from growing seedlings and saplings in a nursery. कोई को बोलता है हाँ सर वो जूनियर केजी के पहले आता वो वाला ना, हाँ पागल लोग. Can one word have multiple meanings? You know, newspaper में जो आता है that is article, and after enter before CA you are also an article. Do you know? You have more words. What is a mouse? A चूहा भी, of course. Can one word have multiple meanings? Yes. ये कौन सा नर्सरी है बे? वो केजी के पहले वाला? नहीं. Which nursery is this? तो वही बोला ना, sapling. What is a seedling or sapling?
Small.
ये क्या चल रहा है? बोलना small सुना. Small what?
It basically germinates the seed and makes it ready for proper growing in houses and all.
So that you can convert it into
plant.
Then you can purchase it from the nursery and then take home and convert into the plant. This will be treated as agriculture. नहीं तुम घर पे लाके जो करेगा that is not agriculture. The activity of the nursery will be treated as agriculture. Nursery का activity will be treated as agriculture.
So, but even if this is selling directly to the farmer,
irrespective, no. So that is what they wanted to clarify. Question mark tha. You may have one opinion, I may have another opinion. Till the time the law is silent, both of us are right. And because the law is silent at a lot of places and both parties are right, तभी तो case laws है, उसी की तो hierarchy I was explaining. That is the reason there are disputes. People fight those cases We did not want any further dispute to arise on this matter, and consequently, we are making it very, very clear. Kya bro? Kya bolna? That this will be agriculture, period, full stop. Assessee ko koi problem hai? It's in your favor, no? Correct? Government is making the law, doing something in your favor. It may look illogical to a certain extent, but anything in favor of assessee is never illogical. We want to give you benefit, you be happy. Samjhan? So, this. Next, there is a scheme called scheme of partial integration. This I will be teaching you after I complete tax rates. It's a part of agriculture, but this you can understand only after tax rates are taught to you, not prior. Uske pehle you will not understand. Yeah, roughly if I may try. You remember our total income was divided into parts called slab. First 250 no tax. Then 2.5 से 5 lakh के बीच में we apply 5%. 5 lakh से 10 lakh के बीच में we apply 20%. Anything beyond 10 lakh up to infinity we apply 30%. Correct? If I have got 15 lakh rupees, I apply these rates and pay tax. 15 के साथ साथ I have got 5 lakh rupees agriculture. Can I say it तो not included only सीधा zero tax? So understand, मेरा total income है 20 lakh. 15 lakh is my taxable income, so it will come in slabs. 5 lakh is my agriculture, so direct zero. Government is having an objection. Government is saying, इस पे you are paying zero. बराबर है? It's okay because we don't want tax. And इस पे you are taking slabs. उस slabs में भी first 2.5 पे you are paying. मतलब effectively out of 20 lakh का total 7.5 पे you are not paying anything. So on one hand you want agriculture income का exemption, and on the other hand you want आपका other income का slabs also. तो logic क्या है scheme of partial integration का? Something like this. Give basic exemption to your 15 lakh. मतलब 15 में से 2.5 चला गया. How much is remaining? 12.5. Ideally you will put 12.5 here, no? यहाँ पे 2.5, यहाँ पे 5 lakh like that, यहाँ पे 5 lakh, something like that. So there is some space in your 5%, 20% bracket. This space will be eaten up. Eaten up by your agriculture income. मतलब क्या? How much is the space in this bracket? 2.5. This block is gone. Who ate it? Agriculture. 2.5 remaining. Tax नहीं calculate होगा because it is exempt income. We are just sending agriculture income to eat your block, eat your slab. We won't calculate tax. Tax नहीं होगा. Just that the slab is exhausted. Who exhausted it? Agriculture. Now, then you still have 15 में से how much remaining? 12.5 because only 2.5 has gone here. This slab is over. Now next slab is 5 lakh to 10. Correct? How much agriculture income is remaining? तो इसका भी 2.5 will be going away. Who will eat that place away? Will not apply tax, but slab is over. So now to send 12.5, what is the space remaining with me? 2.5 I can send here, no? Because out of 5 lakh, 2.5 I will send here and 10 I will send here. That means 2.5 will be taxed at 20% and 10 will be taxed at. Normally we would have done what? 2.5 here, then remaining 2.5 here, like that we would have applied tax. Scheme of partial integration is where you have agriculture income on which you are taking exemption. Then your other income will be taxed at higher rates. We don't want tax on agriculture income. We are not taxing your agriculture income. It is only being used to exhaust your slabs. We are not calculating any tax on that. एक बात बता, agriculture income, we don't want tax. We are not legally authorized also as per constitution. We are not levying tax. But which slab to tax your normal income, that is government ka choice. Normal income we can tax you at any of these rates. No? So we are sending your normal income at a higher bracket and utilizing your lower brackets for agriculture income without applying any rate. Just that the space of that bracket is exhausted. That's scheme of partial integration in rough. That is what we want, no? Because you otherwise will end up paying no tax on 7.5 out of total 20. So basically we want to take higher tax on your non-agriculture income because you've already taken exemption of agriculture. Supposingly I have got 100 crore rupees from agriculture. For tax purposes, so we take no tax. And supposingly I have got 12 lakh rupees taxable income. So 100 crore पे no tax. फिर you are saying कि इस पे give me 0, 5, 10, 20. 0, 5, 20, 30. नहीं? अच्छा, take 0. क्योंकि basic exemption you deserve. Take it. Okay? So how much is remaining from this? 9.5? Which you would have sent here? This 100 crore will finish everything. We are not taxing it. Are we taxing it? No. But blocks are over. Slabs are over. Sida 30. So this 9.5 which would have gone in slabs is going to go in 30%. But 100 crore pe tax nahi bharna is also an advantage, no, parallelly that you are getting. So whenever an assessee has agriculture income, the non-agriculture income will be taxable at a higher rate. Agriculture pe we don't want tax. Non-agriculture will be taxed at higher rates. That's called scheme of partial integration. I have not taught you this. Actually, without teaching, you understood the concept. But actual calculation part, no, I can teach you only after you know tax calculation. The rough में खाली tax rates I have told you बस. Okay. Still, for those having this anxiety कि sir मेरे को tax rate आता है पहले से. I am clever. I have hashtag thug life. ना. I know tax rates in advance. चलिए, no problem. So this whole concept called scheme of partial integration with examples, numbers in the form of a video has been uploaded on YouTube. You can like, share, subscribe, hit the bell button, never miss an update. Siddharth Surana scheme of partial integration. नहीं, channel में थोड़ा सा scroll करोगे, lot of videos are there. You may find it a little difficult, but मिल जाएगा. If you have the anxiety or if you have patience, I think I'm very clear on this. Okay? वैसे देख लो, काम भी आएगा तुमको. And last point, under points to be noted of agriculture income, the biggest income under exempt income, एक बार ये हो गया ना, the others are एक line. Share of profit from HUF exempt. And logic also you know. Share of profit from partnership firm exempt. Logic also you know. ऐसा. Interest earned on NRE account by a non-resident is exempt. एक line का provision. Fast. 1, 2 are big, of course. जैसे when you get money from life insurance company. तो कुछ कंडीशंस है, बेस्ड ऑन दैट कंडीशन फुलफिल हुआ तो इट विल बी एग्जिट. तो कंडीशंस कराने में थोड़ा टाइम लगेगा, बट नन ऑफ देम इज एज बिग एज एग्रीकल्चर. आप समझा क्या? ठीक है.
इंश्योरेंस क्लेम्स आर आल्सो टैक्स. There's a certain policy amount, you get a claim amount, तो claim amount पे tax तो देनी होता है.
कौन बोला? तो जब वो सेक्शन आएगा ना, this will tell us when is insurance का money exempt and anything that does not fall in this is insurance का money which is taxable. आप समझा क्या? Both categories will be answered. What you said was usually it is taxable. On the contrary, usually it is exempt. Very rarely it is taxable. Most cases will fall in 1010D. But which case comes in 1010D, which doesn't? When 1010D will come, it will take care of it. So अभी के लिए, what about insurance का tax statement? Sir, हमको मालूम ही नहीं. Okay? Composite income. This is more important because it's a part of agriculture. ये तो complete करो, then we'll go to future sections. No. Composite income. Sir, composite એટલે? Sir, composite means sometimes you can be doing activity which is a combo of agriculture and business. थोड़ा agriculture, थोड़ा business, combo activity. Combo. Supposingly you go grow a product on farmland. जैसे tea leaves, टी का लीव्स टी के फार्म में ग्रो होता है, बट वो फार्म से जो टी का लीव्स निकलता है ना, दैट ग्रीन कलर का टी लीव्स यू डोंट पुट इट इन योर टोप वेसल, चल चाय पत्ती होगी नहीं, दैट गोज टू अ फैक्ट्री. इट्स नॉट एडवांस ऑपरेशन के कटिंग किया और हो गया. इट हैज टू गो टू अ फैक्ट्री फॉर फर्दर प्रोसेसिंग. आफ्टर दैट एंटायर फैक्ट्री का एक्टिविटी इज ओवर, दैट इज व्हेन दैट ग्रीन कलर का टी लीव्स कन्वर्ट्स इनटू ब्लैक कलर का टी पाउडर. ब्लैक ही आता है ना तुम्हारे घर पे, तो व्हाइट आता है. ब्लैक कलर का टी पाउडर. दैट मीन्स माई एक्टिविटी इन्वॉल्व्स फार्म प्लस फैक्ट्री का एक्टिविटी. दैट्स कंपोजिट एक्टिविटी. नहीं ना, नहीं, क्योंकि एडवांस में यू आर नॉट टेकिंग इट इनटू फैक्ट्री एंड चेंजिंग द आइडेंटिटी ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट. व्हीट आटे के अंदर कन्वर्ट हुआ, दैट इज नॉट एडवांस्ड ऑपरेशन. दैट इज नॉट एडवांस्ड ऑपरेशन. व्हीट जब ग्रो होता है, दैट क्रॉप हैज गॉट लीव्स ऑल अराउंड. वो लीव वाला पार्ट कट करके गेहूं वाला पार्ट रखना, दैट इज एडवांस. बेसिक ऑपरेशन वाज ग्रोइंग इट. ओके, उसके बाद में उसको जो कटिंग करके हमने काम किया, दैट व्हीट वाला पार्ट इज केप्ट एंड ग्रास वाला पार्ट इज रिमूव्ड, दैट इज एडवांस ऑपरेशन. देन व्हेन दैट व्हीट इज गोइंग एंड कन्वर्टिंग इनटू आटा, दैट इज फैक्ट्री एक्टिविटी. सो इफ यू आर डूइंग बोथ, यू फॉल इन कंपोजिट. बट जो व्हीट ग्रो करने वाला फार्मर है वो आटा नहीं बनाता प्रैक्टिकली, बट चाय ग्रो करने वाली कंपनी टी लीव्स बनाती. दैट्स द डिफरेंस. आई एम नॉट सेइंग इट इज इम्पॉसिबल. ओके, इफ व्हीट ग्रो करने वाला फार्मर इज ओनली मेकिंग आटा ऑल्सो, देन ही विल फॉल इन कंपोजिट इनकम. बेसिक प्लस एडवांस क्या होता है सर? सर, दैट व्हीट विच इज ग्रोन इन द फार्म, that directly cannot be converted into atta. Before converting into atta also, it has to undergo some operation, some cutting. जो भी उसमें कचरा unwanted part है, that has to be sorted, it has to be removed. Assortment करना पड़ता है. Assortment समझते ना, separate करना. That is advanced operations. समझा? कॉफी बीन्स होता है, फार्म में ग्रो होता है, but then ultimately फैक्ट्री के अंदर जब तक that process is not going to take place, तब तक it is not a saleable product. Okay, so that is not advanced operation. Factory का output is going to completely change the identity of what you plucked from the farm. Farm plus factory is composite. One more example, sugar cane. वो फार्म में ग्रो होता है. ओके, अभी एक बात बताओ, फार्म में ग्रो किया हो शुगर केन, डायरेक्टली कैन यू स्टार्ट ईटिंग? जस्ट बिकॉज वो इलॉजिकली आमिर खान गधा वो टीवी के एड में आके हे गन्ने के खेत में टमाटर कितने हैं, और he has done that कोकोकोला के एड में, वो many years ago it used to come, अगर देखा होगा आपने तो पाउच you not seen that? हाँ, that is आमिर खान का एड only. You can't plug that sugar cane and start eating it. sugar cane वहां से निकल के डायरेक्ट भी खरीदते लोग, बट उसको भी छीलना पड़ता है एक्सेट्रा. That is advanced operations. But I am right now not talking about advanced operation. That concept is over. This sugar cane can, if you want, be sent to a factory. इसी शुगर केन से बनेगा शुगर. फैक्ट्री में शुगर केन जाएगा. शुगर केन इज अ फार्म प्रोडक्ट. शुगर फैक्ट्री में ग्रो होता है. कैसे? शुगर केन इज प्रोसेस. उसमें से दो आउटपुट निकलता है. वन इज शुगर, अदर इज कॉल्ड मोलासिस. मोलासिस इज यूज्ड टू ग्रो टब rum. I was going to say alcohol, but then I am not having so much knowledge, कि exactly कौन सा alcohol. Rum is a brand, no?
No, rum is a type of alcohol.
See, I don't know this. I thought it's the name of a brand. It's a type of alcohol. अच्छा, तो और क्या क्या टाइप होते हैं? इस्माइल क्या कर रहा है? नहीं, हाँ, अभी ऐसे तेरे को गिफ्ट का इनकम फ्रॉम अदर सोर्सेज अभी करने का, इंश्योरेंस का टैक्स ट्रीटमेंट अभी करने का है, लेकिन अभी नहीं करने का है. हाँ, विस्की वोडका जिन आर टाइप्स एंड ब्लैक लेबल, ब्लू लेबल, या गरीबी के दिन में रॉयल क्या होता है? हाँ, क्या गजब यार, सही है। वेरी गुड। सो शुगर केन जब फैक्ट्री में जाएगा ना, शुगर इज अ फैक्ट्री प्रोडक्ट एंड मोलेसेस आल्सो ग्रो यूज्ड टू लेटर प्रोड्यूस एल्कोहल। तो फाइनली जब मैं शुगर बेच के प्रॉफिट कमाऊंगा ना, that involves the activity that I did in the farm. We are on an assumption that same person is doing both activities. Supposingly farmer ने farm में sugar cane grow करके आपको sell कर दिया, that's farming. Even if he has done those advanced operations, that's farming. Then you process the sugar cane in the factory, convert it into sugar and sell the sugar. तो आपका पूरा income business income. If one person is doing both, तो कॉस्ट साइड पे कल्टीवेशन कॉस्ट भी आएगा, फैक्ट्री कॉस्ट। पीएनएल को अगर इमेजिन करो, डेबिट साइड पे कल्टीवेशन कॉस्ट एंड फैक्ट्री का कॉस्ट, एंड क्रेडिट साइड पे खाली सेल ऑफ शुगर आएगा, बिकॉज शुगर कैन तो वी डिडंट सेल ओनली, नो, वो तो डायरेक्ट सेंड कर दिया फैक्ट्री में। नेट प्रॉफिट ऑफ दैट बिजनेस विल कंटेन प्रॉफिट ऑफ शुगर एंड शुगर कैन। दिस कंपोजिट बिजनेस का जो प्रॉफिट है ना, दैट प्रॉफिट हैज टू बी सेग्रीगेटेड इनटू business and agriculture for obvious reasons. टोटल प्रॉफिट में से जितना बिजनेस वाला पार्ट होएगा टैक्सेबल और एग्जेंट, एंड जो एग्रीकल्चर वाला पार्ट होएगा दैट विल बी एग्जेंट। अंडरस्टूड? सो whenever an assessee is performing farm plus factory operations, tea business was an example, कॉफी बिजनेस, रबर भी होता है, रबर फार्म में जो ग्रो होता है, रॉ प्रोडक्ट होता है। कि तुम रबर मतलब वो पेंसिल से रबर, दैट इज नॉट रबर, दैट इज एन इरेजर, अ टाइप ऑफ रबर। ये इरेजर फैक्ट्री में बना है, रबर फार्म से ग्रो होके नटराज के फैक्ट्री में गया, एंड देन नटराज का फैक्ट्री ने रबर को इरेजर में कन्वर्ट किया। तुम उसको रबर रबर बोलता है तो बोलता होगा भले, रबर ना इरेजर बनाने के लिए यूज होता है। रबर इज यूज टू, वो रबर बैंड होता है ना, टू टाई नोट का बंडल, दो वी आर मूविंग टू कैशलेस इकोनॉमी, बट नोट का बंडल होता है, दैट इज रबर बैंड। रबर ना क्रिकेट का बॉल बनाने के लिए वो संडे संडे को गली में खेलते। एंड आई स्टिल वंडर व्हाट इज द होल लॉजिक ऑफ कॉलिंग इट अ रबड़ी बॉल। इट्स नॉट रबड़ी बॉल, इट्स अ रबर बॉल, बट योर एंटायर चाइल्डहुड यू हैव कॉल्ड इट अ रबड़ी बॉल। हाँ, व्हाई? दैट्स अ रबर बॉल। आप समझा क्या? समझा? That's again an activity which involves farm and factory. देखो, one person grows rubber, sells it to another person. Other person converts it into eraser or rubber ball or rubber band. तो first person agriculture, second person business, खत्म। इन दोनों अगर सेम आदमी ने किया तो profit will be one consolidated figure. We have to segregate that profit into, अगर बिजनेस का प्रॉफिट होगा तो टैक्सेबल, एग्रीकल्चर का एग्जेंट। इसके लिए वी हैव बीन गिवन इनकम टैक्स रूल्स। क्या दिया है मित्रों? इनकम टैक्स का रूल्स आर गिवन टू अस। सर कुछ नया लेके, देयर इज समथिंग कॉल्ड इनकम टैक्स एक्ट एंड देयर इज समथिंग कॉल्ड इनकम टैक्स रूल्स। द एक्ट विल टेल यू व्हाट टू डू, the rules will tell you how to do. For example, income tax act बोलता है that if your turnover exceeds 1 crore rupees, तो get your books of accounts checked, that is audited by a chartered accountant, famously known as tax audit. Act ने बोल के छोड़ दी, get an audit done. Turnover 1 crore क्रॉस हुआ तो get an audit done. Rules में लिखा है that this is the form which the auditor has to fill. These are the particulars that the auditor has to furnish. This is how the online submission of that audit report will happen. This is how the digital signature will work. वो कैसे उसको implement करने का, that is given in the rules. The Income Tax Act tells us if you have acquired asset for running a business, तो उस एसेट के ऊपर डेप्रिसिएशन जो भी होता है वो प्रॉफिट में से माइनस कर देना इन कंप्यूटिंग योर बिजनेस इनकम। मीन्स इन अदर वर्ड्स टेक डेप्रिसिएशन का डिडक्शन। इतना बोल के छोड़ दिया। रूल्स बोलता है कि depreciation will be calculated on furniture at 10%, on plant and machinery at 15%, on building at 10%. ऐसा rules में लिखा. No depreciation on land. किया तो नहीं ना कभी गलती से? नहीं तो I will divorce you. नहीं. So act will tell us what to do. One last example I will give you. Act बोलता है if your employer has given you perquisites, मतलब non monetary benefits over and above salary, तो value those perquisites and include in your taxable salary. Valuation of perquisite should be included in your taxable salary. Who says so? Act. Rules में बोला है how to value motor car, how to value house का perquisite. बॉस ने गाड़ी दिया तो what will be value, घर दिया तो what will be value. बॉस ने आपको बोला कि send your children in that school, free education. मतलब बॉस खुद ही स्कूल चला रहा है. No fees for your own children. That's a perquisite. Boss is running a hospital. Boss ने बोला no treatment charges for your family. That's a perquisite. How to value that? That's given in the rules. Majorly our target is to learn income tax act only. Exam का questions come on income tax act. But there are some income tax rules on which sometimes institute is asking questions. And we cannot leave that possibility. जिधर question पूछेगा that we will take. तो how to segregate? See, act बोला segregate. Segregate what? Your composite profit into. तो सबसे पहले तो do you understand what is composite profit? What? Activity which is combo of agriculture and business. Segregate that into what? Business profit and agriculture profit. उसको अलग करो, उसको segregate करो. Is that understood? Yes. How will you do it? वो किधर दिया? Income tax rules में दिया. Just for additional knowledge, act is made by parliament. Parliament में law enact होता है, law pass होता है. Rules are made by papa. CBDT, income tax के father is CBDT. Whatever CBDT says, entire department has to listen. I have told you this before. Okay. So we are now going to, ये जो मैं number लिख रहा हूँ ना, this is rule number 7. ये section 7 of income tax act नहीं. This is rule 7. Rule 7. Rule 7 to do what? Take the total profit and segregate into business and agriculture. Rule 7 is a general rule. That as a general rule, what we will do is take the fair market value of the product which is going from farm to factory. Market value of that product which is going from farm to factory. इसके सामने माइनस द कल्टीवेशन कॉस्ट. ये किधर होगा? फार्म में के फैक्ट्री में? Obviously cultivation cost will be in the farm, no? That will be taken as agriculture income, and sales of the final product minus factory expenses minus FMV at the time of transfer is going to be your business profit. ये है जनरल. आत्महत्या करने का मन कर रहा है? Yes, no? Chill, no? Life में every complicated thing has got an easy explanation. You need patience and someone who also explains with patience. तो chill करो. Example समझो. I will take example of sugarcane. Sugarcane is cultivated in the farm. Farm में cultivate करके we send it to the factory. Some more expenses are incurred to convert sugarcane into sugar. That's factory expenses, and then we sell the sugar. तो हमने सबसे पहले expenses incur किया किधर? Farm में. Farm में what expense we will incur? Cultivation का cost. Farm के अंदर cultivation का cost was 8 lakh rupees. After the sugarcane got cultivated for 8 lakh rupees, it is in the form of sugarcane. This was sent to the factory. Once it was sent to the factory, That means now we will have factory ka expenses 5 lakh. No problem. Now after incurring the 5 lakh, that means total of 8 in the farm and 5 in the factory, 13 lakh ka expense. We have a product called sugar. क्योंकि factory expense होते ही sugar cane has been converted into sugar and sales हुआ है obviously of sugar. So cultivation cost of sugar cane and sale of sugar because of that extra factory process 20 lakh rupees. If you make a stupid profit and loss account, credit side पे sales of 20 and debit side पे 8 lakh is your expense and 5 lakh is your expense. So don't do that stupidity. Seedha give me the total profit. 7. Very easy. This 7 has to be split into agriculture में कितना and what is the business. Once you split this 7 lakh into agriculture and business, so what is going to happen? Separate हो जाएगा तो business will be taxable and agriculture will be exempt. बराबर है? Logic goes like this. I can directly take you to the formula and finish it off in 1 second. Logic ऐसा बोलता है. We have cultivated what in the farm? Sugarcane. Sugarcane was cultivated in our example at a cost of 8. If we wanted, we could have sold the sugarcane at that time itself. Have we sold it? No. That means there is no sale of sugarcane at all. Because we did not sell it only. But when we cultivated the sugarcane and we were transferring it, shifting from farm to factory, if we wanted, we could have sold it in the market. What value it could have bola. It fetched nahi bola because we have not sold only. It could have fetched some value when it was transferred from farm to factory. It would have fetched some value, say 10 lakh rupees. If that time only I would have sold it, so 10 lakh would have been my sales and thus my farm would have earned profit of 2 lakh. So that is my agriculture. I have not sold it. If I would have sold it, I would have sold it at the prevailing market price, no? That will be treated as sales in farm. Subtract the cultivation cost and you get your agriculture profit. Now come to the factory. Is 20 lakh sales of factory? Factory ka sales are 20 lakh? Yes. Ye you understood, no? 10 minus 8. Assuming that we sold our sugarcane at 10, the prevailing market price, we would have got 2 lakh. Factory ka sales 20. Is 5 an expense, a cost which we incurred in the factory? So 20 and 5 are factory ka figures, no one denies. Now we will bring the economic concept of opportunity cost. If I would have sold the sugarcane, I would have got this. But I didn't because I wanted to take it to the, that means the moment I take my sugarcane to the factory, I lose. That's my opportunity cost. So the FMV which we are taking as a sales here, fair market value, FMV ka full form malum hai? Fair market value is the cost that we have incurred because we have foregone something in English. Foregone. We've decided not to take it. So accordingly, this becomes 5 plus 2. Jadoo. Jadoo. Absorb. Karo na absorb. Bindas. Do absorb it. Transfer. At transfer from farm to factory. What have I written here? FMV of the product from farm to factory. Now tell me, in our example, what is this value? 10. What was the cultivation cost? 8. Accordingly, in my example, we are getting agriculture profit of 2. Correct? What is the sales that I did in the factory? 20. Factory mein I have incurred expense of 5. The moment I shift my sugarcane to my factory, I have lost this opportunity. And that means that FMV, which at the transfer I could have got, becomes my opportunity cost. If I am taking that notional value as sales here, then I should also take that value as cost here. Accordingly, it will make my business profit. 5 and 5 and 2 together is giving us वही 7 का आपका profit, which otherwise also you are getting. Now are you able to read in words, apply in the example and understand how to segregate business profit and agriculture profit when you are doing only one activity, मतलब only business. तो taxable क्या example? Only agriculture basic operations exempt. Only agriculture basic plus advanced. Only agriculture advanced operations taxable. Correct? But when you are doing combo, where basic plus advanced is your agriculture, and then you are further processing that product into factory to change the identity of the product, that means you are doing business also. So what to do with that consolidated profit that you want? Agriculture part will be, business part will be. How to segregate? Fair market value at the time of shifting from farm to factory is an important value. In agriculture, we will take it as sales, and in business, we will take it as cost. And accordingly, we have split our profit into agriculture and business. Logically, that was our rule number 7, which is a general rule. No problem as far as this is concerned. Now we have been given some special rules. We have been given rules 7A, 7B. आया है तो दे दो. 25 मिनट तो बाकी है. आता हूं सर, अंदर है ना. Rule 7A, Rule 7B and Rule 8. These rules are given for special businesses. General rule क्या है? Fair market value will be taken as selling price in factory, मतलब farm, मतलब agriculture income, and cost price in business. But for special businesses, a business called rubber, a business called coffee, and a business called tea, they all involve double activity. Assuming same person is doing, different people are doing stories over. If same person is doing, दोनों activity होगा. In these businesses, they have just given notional value. Notional is an English word. हिंदी में हवा में. हवा में दिया values. हवा में. They have given particulars of the business. From this business, you have to take agriculture and business. Tea business. Given in which rule? Rule 8. बोलता है 60% is agriculture, 40% is business. मगजमारी मत करो, fair market. In English, whatever be the meaning of notional, in Hindi, हवा में. Random percentage is given. Don't get into the headache of finding the fair market value like you did for sugarcane. Random percentages. Any profit earned from sale of tea, when you are doing both activities, 60% is agriculture. Khatam. Tata. Finish. Gaya. 60% is agriculture. Khatam. We don't want discussion. We don't want a discussion. Tea business में 60% is agriculture. Khatam. Array, you understood? I'll talk about the easy one first. Okay, tea it is randomly given, no? So 60% is agriculture. That way, if you understand, calculation becomes easy. You don't have to find out the fair market value. Just take your total profit. Apply 60, so it will become agriculture. 40%, so it will become taxable business. Rubber business. Given in which rule? 7A. 65% of your profit will be treated as agriculture, 35 will be business. No logic, just percentages learned. And assessee cannot, will not, should not protest. You know why? Because we are exempting a bigger component. Look at that. So whenever anything is in the favor of assessee, it is by default logical. So tea and rubber में ऐसा ही random percentages are given. For coffee, they are creating two possibilities. Possibility one, coffee is only grown and cured. Cured मतलब उसको कोविड नहीं हुआ. Cured के you can just sell it. मतलब major activity is agriculture, minor activity is business. Will reflect here. Major काम क्या किया आपने? Agriculture. Only grown and cured. But when it is grown, cured, flavored, flavored coffee सुना है? Roasted, grounded, any of these activities. अबे स्ट्रॉबेरी फ्लेवर का कॉफी आता है, कैरेमल फ्लेवर क्रॉप, फ्लेवर नहीं फ्लेवर कॉफी comes. You heard about this? If you have done this, मतलब you are doing more and more innovations. मतलब it is like mayonnaise cheese vada pav. Normal vada, why can't a vada pav remain vada pav? पूरे sorry for the language, लेकिन I will not use that language. It's an inter. Final होता तो बोल देता. वड़ा पाव की बैंड बजा दी है. Final होता तो I would have said something else. I like the way you thought. I like the way you thought. इज्जत के साथ an authentic dish could have remained an authentic dish. लेकिन कीड़ा कांडी करके क्या बना दिया फिर उसको. तो likewise in coffee also we are mixing flavors and all. That means we are increasing the component of business and reducing the component of. In such a case, 60-40, same as tea. So देखो tea में that is random percentage 60-40 and rubber. Tea and rubber are very easy 60-40, 65-35. Complications arise in coffee. You have to be careful. If they use the words grown and cured, only this much. So, but in case any of the other words, flavored, roasted, grounded, any of them is used. Any one also. Sometimes they say coffee roasted, coffee grown, cured and grounded. Then you have to make it 60-40. This is how income is going to be segregated into composite income into business and agriculture. See, general rule kya hai? So any of these special businesses, if you leave, these are special cases. General rule is what? General rule, FMV will be taken as selling price in farm and cost price in factory. But special rule for special businesses, without looking, tea business. मतलब, अच्छा, in all cases, higher wala is agriculture. Yes. To make it easy. 60-40 मतलब 40 is business. 40 is taxable out of total profit. Rubber? 65-35. Coffee grown. Coffee cured. 75-25. Coffee grown and cured. Coffee grown and roasted. अरे grounded flavored not given. Still roasted बोला ना? Any one of the words like flavored, roasted, grounded, then it is 60-40. Understood? Segregation? Absolutely. Well, that was our first exemption. That is agriculture. 10-1. इसमें that scheme of partial integration, as I have already told you, that will happen. कभी? After tax. Though major part you understood also that taxable income will go in higher bracket. ऐसा क्या छोटा आग बना के? Same book that we have on. अभी बहुत पढ़ लिया नहीं? हाँ, तो all this is what we have been discussing since we started today. एक ही क्वेश्चन है on agriculture. Actually में other incomes के ऊपर तो क्वेश्चन होगा भी. There is no question in exempt income. Please understand. Question कब आता है पता है? Then you have to calculate something and add in your income. In this chapter, you have to say 0, 0, 0, 0 out, मतलब not taxable outer column 0. there is no calculation. But when you have a case where your income has to be split, where one part has to be taxable, no? So there can be question. समझा क्या? So let's see question number 20, which is on page number 24. Please read the question.
Question number 20. Mr. Manish, a resident in India, has the following income for the year ended 31st March 23. Income from sale of tea grown and manufactured in India, 4 lakhs. Income from growing and manufacturing rubber in India, 5 lakhs. Income from agricultural operations in Sri Lanka, cultivated paddy, 1 lakh. And income derived from sale of coffee grown, cured, roasted and grinded in India, 2 lakhs. Determine the quantum of income which is regarded as agricultural income and non-agricultural income in the hands of Mr. Manish for the assessment year 23-24.
मतलब कहना इससे we have to just segregate into out of this total how much is agriculture and how much is business, and that will give us our answer. Of course you can do it in the notebook also, हाँ कोई problem नहीं है, but here getting the right answer is more important bro. तो बोलना tea grown and manufactured. अरे यार flavored के roasted के nothing is given. अच्छा, very good. तो how much is agriculture? 40%? 60%. तो बोलना कितना? 4 lakh का 60, 2.4 in agriculture and 1.6 taxable. Correct है? चलिए next. Rubber 65 agriculture, 35 business, 65 into 5 3.25. Correct है क्या नहीं? And how much is going to go in business? 1.75. चलिए next. Agriculture operations, cultivated paddy. आइला पागल लोग हैं. They have not given us the fair market value when it. अच्छा ये तो only cultivation, fully cultivation. तो fully exempt, fully agriculture बनना है. Correct? L क्यों लिखो रे? सब में तो नहीं लिखा. 1. पक्का श्योर? Why? श्रीलंका इज स्टिल नाउ आउटसाइड इंडिया. मोदी जी का भरोसा नहीं, बोला आ जाओ ना अभी. एनीवेज एशिया कप विल बी आवर्स. मोदी जी ने क्या इतना सा तो तुम है, उससे तो बड़ा हमारा गुजरात. मतलब मैप में तो समटाइम्स यू हैव टू जूम. करेक्ट? एनीवे सिविल अनरेस्ट इज देयर, लेट मी टेक ओवर एंड मोदी जी विल टेक ओवर द कंट्री एंड मोटा भाई विल मेक ऑल ऑफ देम जॉइन बीजेपी. ठीक है, लास्ट बोलो. कॉफी है. एक कॉफी का 75-25 होता है. 1.2 and 0.8. 60-40. I have done the calculation correct. Accordingly, whatever is your total that you can romance your calculator. Most romantic story ever. I am not interested in that. I am interested in making you understand. Have you understood segregation of incomes into agriculture income and other income?
Yes, sir.
That, ladies and gentlemen, was income from agriculture, the biggest section 10 ka exemption that you had to study. Section 10 mein this was the biggest exemption. Is that clear? The biggest provision? Very good. Acha, by the way, scheme of partial integration we have not done, but oral explanation kiya, and detailed explanation after tax rates can happen. Yeah, there is a video also, you can follow that also. Point back. Next, in this whole chaos of agriculture, मैं कौन हूँ? Do you still remember that we are doing a chapter called list of incomes under section 10, because the other exemptions are not a part of CA Inter. वो 11, 12, 13 charitable trust वो final के अंदर आएगा. Exempt income में भी we will do only those which are not related to any head of income, like gratuity, pension, anything like that. Okay. Next, 10(2). Buy नहीं from. But you are right, and at your level I expect not even this much. I am very happy with what you said. Okay. So ऐसा नहीं कि मैंने wrong बोला तो you stop participating. But I have to correct you with that. share of profit from fully exempt. क्या टाइम आ गया बे. सेक्शन का प्रोविजन ऑल्सो यू आर गिविंग and now logic also you will give. HUF is person, so HUF has already paid tax, and that same profit is distributed to members. The whole reason behind making HUF a person was so that we don't have to run behind individual members. You are giving the provision, you are giving the logic, reason. Very, very, very intelligent you have become, yaar. बनाया किसने? Will keep a separate lecture after 8:30 in the evening. ये क्वेश्चन अराइज होता है दैट मैं तो सेक्शन नंबर लिखा, यू आर गिविंग मी द सेक्शन, यू आर गिविंग मी द रीजन. मस्त है. फुल क्रेडिट गोज टू यू. हैप्पी? चल छोड़. तो फिर कंटिन्यू करो. शेयर ऑफ प्रॉफिट. अच्छा, बाय द वे बोलना तो चाहिए था. HUF विल गिव टू हुम? member of HUF, co-person, क्योंकि it can be करता also. Share of profit from firm, LLP भी लिखेंगे because every time we write firm it includes LLP also, will be paid to whom? Partner. This is going to be exempt. Why? As firm or LLP, as the case may be, has already paid tax. करेक्ट है? तो है क्या? 1 लाइन का प्रोविजन. The biggest of all was agriculture, which we are done now. Next 10(4). अभी तुम ये मत पूछना कि सर 10(3) कुठे गेला. नहीं. सेक्शंस इन इनकम टैक्स कम, गेट डिलीटेड. दे आता है जाता है, चालू रहता है. वन सेक्शन इज क्रिएटेड 1 year, नेक्स्ट ईयर न्यू इज क्रिएटेड, ओल्ड इज डिलीटेड. देयर आर मेनी सेक्शंस इन इनकम टैक्स विच वर सेक्शंस वंस अपॉन अ टाइम, नॉट देयर एनीमोर. डिलीटेड सेक्शंस भी है बहुत सारे. ये तो सेक्शन तो 10 है, क्लॉज कैन बी डिलीटेड. नो, समझा? And on the other hand, do we also know that whenever an alphabet is, I don't remember that I discussed this with you or not, alphabet is used in a subsection, या कोई ऐसा सेक्शन है जैसे 10AA करके एक सेक्शन है या 35AD करके एक सेक्शन है. That means this was not there at the time of creation of the law. It came subsequently by way of an amendment. Do you know that? You must have been taught somewhere in your law syllabus. When the section was created, when the law was created, it was section 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. ऐसा कर. और if we talk about section 10, तो bracket में भी 1, 2, 3, 4 करके law created. Now, supposingly today there is a section 10, there is a section 11, and we want to add a section between 10 and 11. So what will we say? 11 you become 12, 12 you become 13. एक सीट आगे बढ़ो, सिनेमा हॉल है. तो in between the two we have a section. सिनेमा हॉल तो नहीं है ना. That one seat you go ahead. The use of alphabets in any section mean it was not there at the time of enactment of the law. It came later by way of an amendment. Later can be anywhere in between or as late as now. And now I am going to that. Now that I have told you this, I am going to humiliate you a bit. चलेगा क्या? I am asking for permission. Not a part of my nature, but I am still asking क्योंकि मैं इज्जत उतारेगा अभी. My question to you is, are 10 and 11 two different numbers? बोला ना इज्जत. I said I am humiliating you. This was the humiliation. Are 10 and 11 different numbers? 10 and 10AA are as different as 10 and 11. 10 and 10AA are not same. if you write 10 double A like this or like this or like this or like this, तो आप नॉनसेंस कर रहा है हाईएस्ट लेवल का. दिस इज सेक्शन 10AA, सेक्शन 10 double A, अ सेक्शन बिटवीन 10 and 11. मतलब सेक्शन 35 है, सेक्शन 36 है, बट 35 AD इज अ सेक्शन बिटवीन द टू. 35 AD सेम नहीं होता है, सेम. इट्स नॉट सेम. समझा क्या? वी आर डूइंग लिस्ट ऑफ सेक्शन 10. तो देर आर सम थिंग्स विच कम, सम थिंग्स विच गो, आना जाना तो चलता हुआ रहता है. सेक्शन 10(4), इंटरेस्ट विच इज अर्न. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, इज इट एन इनकम? इंटरेस्ट अर्नड ऑन NRE अकाउंट. कौन सा अकाउंट? NRE. दिस स्टैंड्स फॉर नॉन रेजिडेंट एक्सटर्नल अकाउंट. NRE का मतलब होता है नॉन रेजिडेंट एक्सटर्नल अकाउंट. नॉन रेजिडेंट एक्सटर्नल. नॉन रेजिडेंट मीन्स पीपल who ordinarily don't stay in India. They are allowed to maintain a special account called NRE account. If you open a bank account, that bank account will give you interest. Any interest earned on NRE account is going to be exempt, subject to the following two cases. मतलब दो कंडीशन दिया है और दोनों के बीच में और लिखा है. Means if you fulfill any one of them, तो you get exemption. First, you are a non-resident. Non-resident in India मतलब you are a resident outside India in some country. Wait please. As per income tax नहीं. As per, in India there is a law called FEMA, Foreign Exchange Management Act. Under that law, if you have become a resident of some other country, then this interest will be exempt. So first of all, this law, sir, are we supposed to? तुम पहले income tax तो सीख लो अच्छे से. This law you are not supposed to study. If the assessee has become NR in India, या resident in another country, not as per income tax. Income tax का residential status you know, as per FEMA. Question will tell you. Resident in country X as per FEMA. तो this account का interest will be exempt. और मतलब I can fulfill any one of the two conditions to get my exemption. Or I have taken permission. Permission from whom? From RBI to maintain my NRE account. RBI का permission I have taken. Sir, मेरे को NRE account खोलने दो ना. If RBI is permitted, even if I am not a resident anywhere, I'll get this because it is anyone. मतलब let's be clear. Do I have to be resident outside India and take permission from RBI? No. If I am resident outside India, under FEMA, not under income tax, then RBI approval not required. If I have RBI approval, then residence outside India not required. I will get exemption on interest earned on my NRE account. Wait, but one last thing I would like to tell you. With 10(4) खत्म, बाकी का will continue in the next class. But one last thing about 10(4). ये जो नॉन रेसिडेंट who were once upon a time Indians but now have become NRIs, non reliable Indians. अभी घर में परिवार में है कोई जैसे है NRIs? सुन लो. They also maintain something called NRO account. NRE होता है. There is also something called NRO. This is known as non-resident ordinary account. Interest, so that account will also give interest. Any bank account will give you interest. इसका interest is taxable. इसका interest is going to be taxable. आप समझा क्या? Idea is this. You are a non-resident. You have income in India and outside India. ध्यान से सुनना. as per Banking Regulation Act, as per RBI regulations, how to operate these accounts. General knowledge I am giving you, not related to taxation. You have income in India, outside India. Which of them is taxable in India? Non-resident having income in India, outside India. Interest income नहीं बोल रहा हूँ. In India, outside India exempt. But whatever be your income, taxable or exempt, one day you would want to accumulate that funds, repatriate to India and acquire something in India with that. You can earn money in foreign, but remit in India, which is not taxable because you are a non-resident, but use that money for some purpose in India. So idea ये है, whatever incomes you earn in India, that you should take in your NRO account. So that income will also be taxable, उसका interest will also be taxable. And whatever incomes you earn outside India, अभी क्या होगा, foreign के बैंक में if you will get that money, no, repatriation will be difficult. So take that foreign का income in your NRE account. That income being foreign income will be exempt, और उसके अंदर का interest also will be. That's the idea behind allowing two types of bank accounts to non-residents. आप समझा क्या? All right. तो in effect, see, I could have not told you about NRO क्योंकि exempt कौन सा है? NRE. तो by default it means that NRO is going to be taxable. But let's discuss it once and for good, and we are done with this. So, are we done with the exemption of interest, mitro? So, with this, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we reach a stage of our life where we are done with section 10.1, 10.2, 10.2a, 10.4. Good news being, biggest part of section 10 is over. No section is so big. Next lecture we finish, which is I think tomorrow, we finish exempt income, and chances are we may get time to start any one of our heads of income. आप समझा क्या? Bye bye.